And what I'm trying to do when squaring is multiply my base.
You are more club side.
The amount of times the experiment is telling me to. So in this case, I'm multiplying 3
one person.
So my number sentence will look like 3 multiplied by 3. And we obviously know 3 times 3
and it will hit the quality of the players that we have in our team currently. It can maybe we wouldn't need their services, but whether we like it or not. See,
so I want to build a square
when
here,
it comes to other matters at the World Cup, we have to admit that Austin Odoi and then our players a bit going into the World Cup. The reason why I'm saying this is that me and America last week said we don't need them.
And that's essentially
but so what check World Cup national teams it's me present you going into the World Cup competition since the ages check Portugal for list on the World Cup, check Argentina, check Nigeria on the quad, and I say at the times on check quality of players on that particular level. When they get quality players, it doesn't change anything about your setup. The only thing that ever changes within your setup is how you would be able to have a squad in there which would boost the squad quality of your national team. Look at the Nketiah charisma, check it, the experience that he has had. But both the England national youth teams, under 17 and under 20, for your per usual, under 20, he was the best top scorer in their World Cup. And I said it's not boy, he was the best top scorer in their World Cup. It is rather unfortunate. Say Academy will grow here with Arsenal. When team penetrating the team A, but Nketiah is a fine striker.
And now if I cut this up
free Arsenal back Crystal Palace in most of the matches he makes an impact. Right now, or Battle Felipe Mateta or who say we can easily say Felipe Mateta quality and the experience with the France national team as compared with the Nketiah is way back. But whenever Nketiah back into the game, he makes an instant impact and gives Crystal Palace good impact on that. Also not done. It was due to injuries. And the pure developmental stages of Arsenal with Chelsea. At Chelsea, he was very good. Season and Thomas edged the Champions League, you know. Abandon said Arsenal was part of the squad. It got the point in time. That Bayern Munich at the 75 million euros Arsenal from Chelsea Football Club to Bayern Munich. But Chelsea was stopping.
And also,
Floppy, Wakobayo for Leverkusen was successful. Coming to Nottingham Forest, he has been successful and he has been that main manner. Only the wing side for the man Nottingham Forest in most of the games of mobile. So I believe these two players, Nketiah is the top player. Arsenal is a top player right now. No ABI in command Ghana when talk about Abdul Fattah Wishahaku, Kamal Sulemana, Mohamed Kudus, Antoine Semenyo, Jordan Ayew. Why am these players between you two anymore? But whether we like it or not, see you go into the World Cup. Now see you bring here squad quality. You bring here most of these players are here. But then I am one particular person that last week met Nakase with Omechi the man Ghana Black Stars, exception this player also not doing. Ghana passport win. 22 World Cup, Qatar World Cup. Name saying also not be Chirako, but not 10 years down. Nketiah Bakruma last 2 years December. After enjoy Christmas at the passport. It didn't come also about the Ghana Black Stars. He was waiting for the England national team saying come friend, but at this particular material point in time, whether we like it or not, we need in 2006. So we checking the play integral role in making sure Ghana be qualified their co-2 World Cup, our first World Cup. In AFCON, Angola in 2010, it was all about Kujia Samoa.
Which is actually
he did very well in making sure in most of the
countries. ABOU DIABY. Lutakin or the ever call Amanone. Nane, young question, Bisa. Me panelist na very na omo abomodi every room efa coach efeni Utuado na ujirize enkomo na ye baba bidino dia na woka etimi ere efa ho edie ready announce very na ori atoso na afo so ho bibia oron semo efa ni nchemu eni no onso bobo na wetimi edie room na abo na hihye no adaye petimi era ma ya kaso join ya e what time video no so a on your Facebook page no na chese Fakye TV kwa wafule wa like wa share so eni do you think Utuado should lead the Ghana Black Stars to the World Cup? And a big question on it. yebisa me panel members ne ba on be discuss on no na titu we so any be center pa. So do you think Otuado should lead the Ghana Black Stars to the World Cup? And it's a big question. Yebisa say no who so no and it was so the Kokoro on the World Cup and another bono yen running and system and yen beefy yen technical team up nemwa now name under the year from 020-754-3637 020-754-3637 Otu Yeman and World Cup and as always is there I don't know do any other additional questions Bema baby or mama na Yeman and Ko T obetimi ja wadwen channel on your Facebook page or call your YouTube page wa Fakye TV wa bomode na wetini afole o na wa like wa share na boa na tutuera ko yipa etimiera ma kama me dini ABOU luta wa de record na Carlo Ancelotti e bomode tiki lead no first half 2-0 o kwede ba ye no na Japan man be ti share Brazil man no na me se hon komo e wechi na no edin Brazil for na say player na friend Fabrizio Bruno no ne last ne e mo ma quality o nation team mu bi gba kwa ne ba ye no wa ba be say niema Habib Mohamed wa man show and after Ricardo Vaz so no e wo fidie mo red wa bo niema de da ye pa etimi e de amanu echi no Benaz the executive producer ayi Kofi Philip born the job and after so no ye wo a play MC Malik na Jules na kabo mo read the voice ja camera Okwamsi our junior DB and after Chidi and the programs manager Bekuku Oche and also Echino na just a head in Ankasa Kiola as a man we know akonta de da akonta bobo oye wayo buta di omunyina no na ka bo na jumadi no ye di erom kama pa area mount me na ye na o quick ye kwere ba pe still me man pa and jacket bi e she no jacket bi e she luta no anwedin na obana wa ba bi jeja bu yom breaking it down, what touching it down, boy, and I'm queer. I mean, they're okay about it. Still be a cop now on this and no. Up to Australia.
No, I tell you, no. So it's starting to get a little messy, but not control yet. Okay, now I'm simply going to add it up. Let's do it. In my ones column, I've just got a 5. In my tens column, I have a 5 and a 2. 7. In my hundreds column, I have a 2. 5, 7. A 1, 8. 5, 13. In my thousands column, I have a 1. So the answer is 3,375. Pretty crazy, right? That trick will work with cubing any number between 11 and 19. It sets us on our way for a little trick we're going to look at in another video. We can look at how to find a cube between 20 and 100. Okay, so let's think about things to remember for this video then. Cubing a number is multiplying it by itself 3 times, and there's a trick for cubing numbers 11 to 19.
Ye call amanone na amanone se no after Australia man say me ken wa dwenche we ho giri se coach Otuado ono an ntonko so e de nya qualification lead here fa ye kobo sha sa so Mexico Canada US 2026 na wa dwenche mo ehia me pa manembra on your WhatsApp line 020-754-3637 rom na po na niam de ye pa etimi edi amamo kama pa tizabepe and am to tiana isiatia ye di rom so no etimi edi amount ma me ko me maraba na ye rom ne di komo kakraken bi dia aboko de nyame atom bra kwaku na me ba cho so me so me ho edin pa se so boko de nyame atom
then our stands for Anglican
font
two here next to the bracket, and then the D stands for division.
Now, what's the
multiplication? Our A is addition, and our S is subtraction. But in this case, we don't see subtraction, but that will come last. Now, it's something a bit maths down here. And the O are different, and in maths it just means index. Same principle,
but Kenyan boy, Sunday, the grand finale. Sunday, the grand finale.
Okay, so
now the TNS a gifted icon. Your body season 1 no. ena ni no etimi abomodi akọ eri apim na ekodi apim no Sunday we ni kaka edi ze ufie na nemo pese ni je ni wie pe na ne makoye pe de ma weekend no eni je ni nyina e wo dwena se Kingsword family or wani chemo e wo dwena se school a ho eri abomodi na gifted icon the grand finale ya abomodi etime de rem ya ma ya kase ni paro mo chance ro mo doso audition ne koso ye hwehwehwan so ababa be ka nipa wotwe zo the super 8 finalist no na ni ram ni ahwe na ya boana hye na ko kama pa etmiera mo bibia ti me pacho se o hwemia se da bia alternative na chi e bomode the gifted icon no e was Sunday o repeat live na ba e ba be bojuma di ni chidom man ye kama pa we yiska o be bi fidi na we enjoy asama with the asana ye final na de meji abeku ochidi obema nkofo enjoy wo buta Yamwa Sunday, yina, my friend in Chimo, Kingsword family, I will join us, see school open, 5 p.m. Pepe, na etimi Asha, na unipebu na peso renia, ya bombo dia prize in aka, na you baby can jena no things. And one is all about what they me up that code when I J on one again na dia chimo, star 920 star 555 star 920 star 555 na wabomode na wetini edene die na gura mana boa na ne makoye pera ma gifted icon stage of dreams it is season 1 akwedi apem Sunday no wa woni nom to no wa ho na season 2 no ya beje peneni abiemu na boa na ne ma de ye da mana so no wa ba be join na hye na ko kama pa area mo ti Sunday 5 p.m. Pepe the chajana to near for akwakubo jmaken za amanone edede
emu ode ene ye behwe omo a betimi qualify akopiem World Cup no ena issues ahodo eba on say e be international break no omo duties na bana wie to omo baba en some be brave Barcelona me no ka say just omo de bebo El Clasico aba and Israel ne Italy na Israel team no say escort womo on say stadio fully when be to because of omde Palestine for Tokano to say escort of some period they ban na we
Mate for me go me adia
abeku
your money 12 aisa and no ne back no ya entire money
with
my addition ya beku no ya nya wo kan ya nya to base ko yidin a sombo pa baby fear by won't make kind of basa
because 16's on its own
and Tiana when you why
get rid of that bracket and I can simply work
right brother sense na we na you be breaking it down na you touching it down na you knocking it down na nya dajajeja mu your power am no nsemo na opeka no pay na me to name esa no pay about 10:30 uram on Japan a friendly game e betima to da Japan bargain Brazil na nsembia we a record that Brazil empress besi and ultimately Germany pana we yes Japan at Brazil abom kamiensa ama Brazil take me na say and a game Roma first half Brazil adimi ashe 2 goals Gebra Martinelli Arsenal player to Atletico and my Brazil and San Paulo Henrique at the back I'm not 2-0 second half and team Japan buy come back at me aduma omo eba tete e play come final Yuda o team go na Kamura at the bakuka ho sana Minamino asu enya bakwa me bia kama enti game pana wie na Japan 3 Brazil aso ate kam me no na uram mame fama for the first time Brazil are considered 3 goals to an Asian national team na ebinsida a national team from Asia watching Brazil na what share Brazil 3 goals back makumiensa atwa Brazil 14 na first time Japan so achieve Brazil ashomunye ebinsida Japan and Brazil epesia na Japan national team epetimi asha Brazil na ebinsida for the 3 goals Japan as the 19 minutes and it me share me patch on 3 goals no and no adiaba na mami break way down and famasa usha Brazil team o pressing rating o bia performance say and a koye ultra effort onu ultra omo rating no 5.1 and watch Paulo Henrique na 7.3 and watch Berardo that's 6.0 unya Bruno Fabrizio na 5.2 and watch Pioneer Augusto on 6.0 Bruno Guimaraes 7.7 and watch Casemiro 7.5 Opioma Henrique 7.0 Paqueta 7.7 Vini Jr. 6.4 and I went to Black Martinelli now 6.8 and no Eteta now Urama me Pacho my Sanyama said Jolinton on no game no Urama Jolinton Jebai and no Piazzono and which Matias Cunha and then 6.2 Rodrigo 7.0 and what you Henrica on your defender that is 6.5 and Urama Estavao 5.6 and Urama Richarlison 6.2 and no Eteta Uramo Eswo Japana na Pina Hiroki Aito ono Eswo Ejene and what Tanaka 6.5 and what Soma were for the 6.2 and what Masino 6.0 and Urama Mochizuki Esono me Pacho Netia Eswo Timi Pai Kama Ogawa Eswo Ejene and no Edia Bawe Japan omu team na omu siden Suzuki na oye goalkeeper nya 6.4 and what boy na your friend Taniguchi on your 6.8 and Watanabe on your 7.3 and Suzuki as a defender na 7.1 and what you Rama your 1 on your 7.9 Sano 6.8 Kamada 6.9 Nakamura 7.9 Minamino 8.0 and Kubo 7.0 and Jueda and also 7.9 and Banchota Kasa was and no Kasai about FIFA data so far Omavio World Cup qualifiers no Nasa international break women for preparation games and Omopo a testing period at national team no until so Omo Airport a prepared team of the World Cup Brazil and ya qualify na also mo prepare na mama fama was in November FIFA date omo emphasize about preparation game am bia come chance a good lesson at my Brazil as omo elusu to a Japan ebasa ombo se team enya nyeye omo team enya omo te ombesu no mapi afi ene game no e 3 goals no the don Carlo Ancelotti as ombesu ade ho mame Casemiro was a blackout or second half Casemiro said a total blackout at my Brazil was in the entire team no my uncle was where this is the highest level Ubetimata 5 minutes a Costello sa Uber game within 5 minutes unya top it was a score line and we have some Casemiro as so Adjaba me Chama breaking it down as so Adjama na me patro on goal from Bruno Fabrizio on your Brazil defender na no energy equalizer a Superman Bell 2-2 now try defender no acquire on goal a fast by acquire me patro on one kasa error our jessa error na no day and no game no on kakra and you Bruno Fabrizio you be a on goal am Brazil for some masa you be World Cup you bre you fa the way at the giant and World Cup kwasisa yo omuhia no na boy no cry me patro ma me image na nani aye gone so akoditi ball so abra or post match or betting come ma me ta anta one bo sene aye call report amete so room dressing room or koye ekosum papa unya Bruno na nie o de hwe anything on sene aye gone aso akofa wisie aso akoditi ball so ni na say o local room after the game I'm breaking it down. That's what I tell my mom. Now, game no endo. any boy now your friend Allison on Sir Allison Becker ono ebo edmetima your friend Liverpool webra na omumienu etimi hwe game ni bi na unya the image version no etima me abra boy na friend Ento any Allison Becker so ejina omu hwe game no ama bia so aye kama ni nyina eya DSC ya ye checha ma breaking it down not ya touching it down not ya knocking it down that's what Adam Pacho munya ya omanso ye checha ma breaking it down that's what Adam mon na Super Eagles of Nigeria omujina kono ebo 4 p.m. Ombetimi akopiem walk out omuni Benin na team no preparation asu enie we also omo eya walking kakra we eya dese omo stress na omo enikwa so omo stress omo ho also munya abutre na omo prepare psychologically na no metima ye kama asu Adam mom to Nigeria omo team no enom gusa omo enante kakra said be release tension omo bia so ye kama na mame Cameroon supporters and game no empire after so many Angola so a ball me pacho 0-0 score line toja ama Cameroon and to qualify now supporters na chance na Amaju Ahujo Air Stadium ni na some Rigobert song omunko fanamra omumpa my prize on for song and fanamra Rigobert song and a body indomitable Lions of Cameroon.
Times 7 is 28, and 4 times 5 is 20. Add these two together, gives me a total of 48.
I know I had simply a tower ye church among so a dama mojin so na mami Spain team so ready head of Bulgaria gamer World Cup qualifier omupapo a better and 6:45 and a pepper so na urama Spain team no almost so prepare no nyina so I come almost we final details my ready for a Bulgaria game no Kama no ma editam o ma team talk o ma video session ni nyina say omne otima and o me friend Bulgaria eso ebabo and your World Cup qualifier game toja and my checha mo eso edam e otuma je no so na mami break way down esa Morocco and Argentina game no ebrenya abaso na ebetoja eso e Morocco the meeting so Ramos Stadium your friend Grand Star di Tanga and a betoga na yese on enya ready ama game na ntimi amasoa omo ebetima kopa no rapa ama bia ye kama eno eya omo ye friend Morocco omo game omo so anytima me pacho ye friend no Brazil ebebo and ye change omo etampa chom mienko enim na no maso enya kama eno eya Morocco ball against omaya ye friend me pacho Brazil eno ye friend game betoga and a church am breaking it down aso adamamon na maminya ntuma we amfa emamo eso ramo Karim Benzema Demetsa boy no say ne fana je on contract to Al Ittihad and a Benzema airball na ni nyina so betima return be pemo Europe Demetsa say Galatasaray e fonso munya e boy na omo epe no and a Lyon fonso munya na omo so epe ni nyina say January boy no and a Benzema komo betima koso ama bia ye fa na Ramo Johnny Cardoso ono so no wanya knock e training na Demetri say enya bibia e serious for Atletico Madrid omo boy Johnny Cardoso ni nyina say na e no konya training knock no e ho ama bia so eso kire e say enya serious na Atletico Madrid dem so omo so munya nya message bia if you know way say boy na fa Alexander Solot ya desa waba na ninyana so boy ni social media page and omo so motese wapra until so opa for treatment Atletico Madrid for so montese na just fine SM Pacho Nico Williams absent now from Athletic Bilbao training no dem say oba join team during the week na bibia so aye kama no ensama me temi checha mu adamamom Hans Flick me Pacho coaching staff so omo try some bit try to the last day. Rafinha obetumi I recover in time for Air Classico, and now a very difficult and you say hands flick and pass a coaching staff as some betray no matter as Rafinha betuma Classico and I say on to me MOB na Robert Lewandowski me pacho ono so na ro samaba and okopie mo the Sport City of you ni nyina say when to anya training and no ejepa aye change and no training kakra o gem na mame tama Lewandowski of you what in the come na of the Sport City no and no and that's why ye change am breaking it down na ye tama mama bia eso atimi aye fine na mame enya adwuma we eso emfa emamon ni nyina say Barcelona injury update dabai ene biba say eno bia jete Ferran Torres or available obetumi afesi Girona Femi Lopez available obetumi afesi Girona Lamine Yamal available obetumi bo etia Girona Rafinha out for 3 weeks and Tobatancha for 3 weeks Dani Olmo out for 3 weeks Juan Garcia out for 1 month it's just a Classico were out and watching Robert Lewandowski 4 to 6 weeks test again out for 2 months Gavi Profa Diamete as a renewal or morning ebeshechna 1:30 p.m. and Frank Young the renewal about the contract Deco and in Besia na omatim komonoma require on be for some progress I'm a bia sweat my fine and no enter dopamaso na AS Monaco almost Ansu Fati a loan of a boy na omo purchase option and we are 11 million euros and a some penombetia almost some boy in former over Pimo Monaco na say a born for president mass Spanish Football Federation our casa of Bavia and Barcelona match on Miami Hard Rock Stadium na or say some majority group Oyasha and Madrid Moya Shamfa na nina say or see Federation or a desert and obstacle bianwa a betimi asu omukwan no en soma whatever na Rafael Lozano asai kasaye was one of the controversy about Barcelona team a big club one time womo Dayo Opamecano or Bodman Pamunchen and Jamitse Uroma Ebetoja Esenka Konate and a remodeled panel the same model for show interest our Dayo Opamecano more than Konate and no aso so far sika ebetuma pm se okoboma to do be as a free agent also signing bonus obenya be 20 million euros at their channel and we Dayo Opamecano na mami Air Classico ticket prices omonya jaba remarket official website at the announcement about ticket prices for Classico against Barcelona say and so on several eso esiatie uromane se lower tier and we are grata badger and we are 405 euros 405 and omonya daja or machechim eso ejamaye ama biaso ayekama and we are Classico ticket prices and ye checham ejama Mbappe and ye Mbappe or agent Mbappe edit training ekakaka watch se bibia eso ebetumi ayafine eso ejama and we are killing Mbappe what bike swap all right kakra na Tony Kroos na katamina o Madrid no ono so oboy tuma papa we say nkoda no ma befa and mama Erling Haaland dressing as a teacher na almost Erling Haaland when dressing we pa enya me patron footballer and come say Erling Haaland ebe teacher ni na subject by and ankobeche almost obeche geography we try to dress we almost dressing say geography teacher enti Erling Haaland enya me patron footballer and ko cheche no beche geography and no eje dawo na mame emfama Jeremy Doku akɔ the IGP at the announcement abasa ɔbɛware ne fiancé ɛno Shereen ɔba abro engage no yɛde bra wedding no ana marriage no ɛso program bia ɛso etimi ayɛ kama na Ike Gontogan ɛde atuya sɛ mo ka ɛsɛ foreign vet wasa wanya de we yezuku no wase ɛne football na monte aseɛ na boy no exceptional quality boy no ɛde adwuma na sɛ mo kasa boy no zube wanya de na football no monte aseɛ ɛno ɛde by United ɛsɛ Casemiro ɔmo ne contract no para wie yɛ de nanso ɔmo petimi akifu no ɔmo ne bakasa no watima tretem sɛ dwuma Casemiro bɔ no ɛwɔ so pa na Brighton sɛ ɔmo January Carlos Baliba ɔmo Anton wo January winter no na Sadamete ɛsɛ Barca ɔmo Antona Manchester United so manya Baliba ɔmo option 2 ɛyɛ Job Bellingham Bodman Dortmund ɔkɔyɛ playing time ayɛte ɛjama no into ɔmo ɛhwɛ ɔno so bɛ so bɛ back to Premier League no ɛno ɛjɛ tawa Michel na Antoine Semenyo ɛso mame mfama sɛ or release clause ɛwɔ the bottom of contract no ɔne mpanyifo team Common United ɛfo 18 commands and all signing deal no just a bottom of Muchai no na otimiko ɛno Antoine Semenyo the efina so eba na mame break way down ɛsɛ Chelsea pɛ ɛyɛ Santos ɔmo boy a ɔyɛ left back Souza ɔmo penalty ba na ɔbɛ boy adwuma ɛte amacha ɔmo so ma identify defender Excel Disasi a ɔbɔ ɛdima ɛyɛ Chelsea ɛsɛ ɔmo primary target nyame pa January ɔmo bɛhwɛ so betim de na bara bia so ayɛ fine na Chelsea and Brighton so ɔmo hwɛ Lazio defender Mario Gila ɔmo hwɛ sɛ boy no normal tituma Chelsea and Brighton obia any down betum de na ba na bibia so be kama jamomo na Erling Haaland ni Jesse na wo say me pa cho de boti a Manchester United no sa just Man City Jesse na o say wo de boti a United no omo win 3-0 no me pa cho wa sign Jesse no na omo aton e £22,000 na obi ato yes a record a highest recorded sales for current Premier League player say or Tony Jesse na obietimi ato na bodin pa enu Erling Haaland no PSG omo recover so far them two more 5 players where on betimi aba Friday game against Strasbourg on betimi abobia ma bia kama we Desire Doué Kvaratskhelia Seny Mayulo Fabian Rios and Joao Neves omo nya be available edama team no na Portugal was said better than last year na bia so ay come on for competitions aim and so be winning competitions for no bia so ay klacha wo bo omaba so na nu achi no say Liverpool e wo etise fie na no na ni achipa sometimes so wa na adwene say on Holland no mahemum and you Portugal no na uramo Barcelona goal involvement this particular season Marcus Rashford and Barcelona leading goal contributor or promotion 7 Ferran Torres was 5 goals was assist 1 the goal contribution he said Lamine Yamal was 2 was assist Bacho 3 the goal contribution 5 Rafinha 3 was assist 2 goal contribution 5 Robert Lewandowski was 4 wonya assist the goal contribution so 4 and no Dawa ye Jama Franco Mastantuano was passing medical test obey available against Hatafe at the Real Madrid Bobo Econo na hamstring na hano as boy na ayefita bibia etidam Juba confirm so boy na from Brema wako akoye ni knee surgery no bia so aye kama Abraham ni Lyon no nya sa ACL wako akoye operation bia ko kama na mami break way down as Urama Michi Baswai there is a departure for Michi Baswai winter no everything aye kama Frankfurt as you very plain with the mentality and attitude and manager Dino Tomola esoro akasa eti afan ho and you Michi Baswai the Bagatuso there is a confirming as a game of Israel Giancomo Raspadori or Obesasel alongside Matteo Rete Stege Italy Abramo Eskin entimi emo game ni bi enu ye Gattuso ne joba na Sweden omo pamo coach your friend John Dar Thomasen omo apamo no wentimi am qualify Uncle Pemo World Cup 2026 1 point and off from 4 games John Dar Thomasen at the Sweden football and no agent or Brandon Bilmo or a Cameroon player so far with the highest market value of the most valuable players of all time and we are African nations and not as any Hakimi at our Hakimi Ashraf and we are 80 million euros and we are 2025 and Urama Sadio Mane that's 150 million euros out of 2019 and to African players on market value na also pampacho unya most valuable players na kamuja to Sodanka obiet mahwe na bia so tuma fine and no eri wa bo 7 games at omo wakon IGP or story road and no air Victor Osimhen and na bia dama we more countries when na betuma qualify akopemo World Cup Benin and na on betuma qualify for the first time so we win it Nigeria South Africa as betuma qualify so omo Rwanda by 3 goals no Benin so and win here South Africa be qualify Nigeria as betuma qualify so omo Benin na say by 3-0 na South Africa and win here omo so betumi qualify Cote d'Ivoire so no bia no omo antuma qualify for 2026 World Cup no and so Deba ye jeja omo uhwa omo Kenya no 0-0 no Deba na mami Israel team no omo stadium what me pacho udine na diamante and so omo escort omo nya video na ubon sampa omo escort Israel omo team no eno ene taso amanfo protest omo ehwe enya sadia febetua Israel omo team no eso etan eno eba na Barcelona players no omo omo it Sharan set for the Clasico muma ye hwe kakra Barca Jesse omo de bobo Clasico no and also and that's kama ye church am breaking it down that's what edama mo e tumaje no so e brand call ye nyina so an sama wodo a ye boaboa no enne awia e wo Fakye TV so bra ye be breaking it down touching it down knocking it down e jeja mu yompo ye fancy na international ABOU DIABY anything no to so ema
alright so that cause your for maluta we jana na so abo ejuma kama pa area mama ede mu se no e rameti mera mama linear construction semenka Airfat Joseph said, "Opa dance you nema or maswe ne wosu rane ehwe ne boa na bibi ade da ye kama pa etimi ede ema na sere meka etimi ede eche wo no omunko na ye nkofo akodioma omejuma no omoye no omawo mu 15 to 20 solid opesiensi mu no ma enu echi no ofie na dada obezen renovate a Millennium Construction. The TRZ hospitals are on school they are on hostels are on NFA and no channel or massa bomodin abujuma abwa my bibia akuye kama pa ene sorry ni dia aka kari no mo ene enwejuma mo into real estate development no mo form mo ending common ebe na ya bwa na nema de ye pa area mo common de no mejuma no enso mo ti papa e di dali de nyina basomo de no ewrame de Millennium Construction Ghana ba bia obi a o asase apesi sifie etimi ede ema no o de form na ma no na ne omo ni nkomo 0244 274084 na opo mo akoma se boshen na ya achosa mo feni nechi no ya ezanze nkofo dodo mu no kra ne ha na ewo no emo mo pe e ma ne nyansa eni ni gentleman dental clinic doc mo dia examination consultation no bo ye timi ere ma root canal treatment no zeno dodo mu sen no wanya ha bi e no ma kaka e ha pa ye kwa e be ne abo de hunyas ye tu no ye betu de hunyas ye pepa mu ne ye ma wodo ne e filling no ye bre ne aye de ama scaling and polishing what did ni ama dia ma na de da so so e di ama feel se na ya na free kaka o be yi sa anka wanka wana akikam no ya hu wonu after no o si enye teeth white and fama wa ye be de ama sere na don cheche mu de ma no odu a wa feninsa de ne ketrama na piepie ne se na ama na ba ni mu nti no enshada nsa so kwa ye be ma medicated braces a actually 6 months bonze na aboa ma osini mu ayedin na asaso kama pa na ne ma create ama osini na atu era peso replace ya your temporary one or your permanent one or peso su gold and silver ni na hwe na ya ye etimi era ma branches no wo ni chiemu ewo Accra eyemienu ngwamen lorry station wo be nyoma na atomic dam kwa benya runabout no wo nyoma Kumasi Abreport Junction na jaze no woni achemo Bantama highway no so no energy total filling station no omo ni chuope techima romo wazin wa kenten kwan no so no wo be nyoma call for idia omo ben Central Police Station no na frawo OCGCB bank no tamale tishogu OC post office no omo ben MTN office no number is 0598 731823 0598731823 na 0559139582 0559139582 yamuni amwa na nyama koye pa enfamo madaroma ya baba be jina mu yejuma no etimi edemount to yero koye pa so mi gusu bisa ze after the World Cup qualification no ojirize ne no au pe prefer to wado pe juma na wa bono onu na emfa yenko anase po obe person na ebe sankra de monto adwenche no ore ba amere na makinkan etimi edi ama na aboa ama na ma koye pa etimi era ama men call Facebook na men kinkan kakra ma onze Tayiba last born ne dia no good afternoon to the lovers and listeners of Fakye Sport. Enjoy is loud and clear inside King City. Barcelona will bounce back for good. Speedy recovery to Rafinha and all those who are injured. Visca Barca, Ebeneza repent. ABOU, do you think if we change Otuado, Ghana is going to win the World Cup? Question will be no. If no, then Ghana has no business sacking, but they should boost the technical team that watch you live from Nkrankwanta. Nana Ipa second. Good afternoon, ABOU. Watching the show live from Soldier Gold Buying Agency. And greetings to Soldier, CEO of Soldier Group, Kofi Pepsi, Sister Philo, my own Madam Adua Charity, and all have dropped in. Please update me on Barcelona injuries, Fakye Sport, Papa. Watching the show live and clear at our Fumbem Airport, Fakye Sport, no size, Koroko will beat Wak of Morocco hands down. Greetings to Kwejo Space, Yasma, Nema, lovely father, no joke, the other Ebe Ramos Jr., please, I'm Ramos Jr. Watch you live from Winneba. Also, you guys, good afternoon, Fakye. Watch you live from New Long Group, please. I don't think Otuado is the right coach for the World Cup. Ghana must bring Nketia back to the team. My greetings to famous figure and Honorable Jack. Nanaya Benentin, ABOU, always great listening to you guys. Keep it up. But please, about ABOU Otuado, need to lead the Black Stars to the World Cup. Look at his statistics. Everything showed that he deserves it. Let's be more professional than always creating confusion in Ghana here. Now, this World Cup is not Ponche Cup or Sunday special. You're doing average Juazi Benin or South Africa for the World Cup. And I watch you live. Boss, keep the fire burning and Rabiot ready. Nigeria is winning the playoff. And South Africa is qualifying. Yodeba, Ebabi Ramos, watch you live from Sunyane, New Time. I'm Kwame Deba, Nedio Di Abraham Ray Jr., elsewhere, Momodi update on Liverpool, or the Ramos Sikaba Kapo. Also, good afternoon, Fakye. I'm watch you live from Kuwait. I really like your sport power. Good work, keep it up, Nana. I'm Watch Jr. I'm watch you live from my shop, Righteous Way Aluminium and Glass Work Adumpao, in full power line. Fakye Sport, I don't miss you in just a day. Marcos Snyder. Now, good afternoon, ABOU. I'm Snyder. Watch you live from Accra number 2. Barcelona is the best team in the world. Greetings to Hernandez Boga, Iceman, Shamak, Stefia, TZ, Scholar. Now, George Opare and Jennifer Pokia, and Afi Abdullahi, Abdul Hakim. Good afternoon, Fakye Sport. You people are doing very well. And I'm second to none, and I'm from Upper West Region. And on the Ramana Amwa, Junior Isaac, Arish Basa, players all the best. And Afi Sonomaunze. Steven Amehe, MON-FRI and Odi Ramo, Ewa no na face no, the Akaka no etwa so Samere, na minyi Winsu Femfiona, Niel Kwedi Nemboa, Cypher GH. Also, good afternoon, Barca will come at the top of the table again. Edward Kumbia, MON-FRI and Odeba, Ebabi Ramo, Ewa no Kamakapa. So, other ones on our channel, everything on your Facebook page or on your YouTube page or on your WhatsApp line 0207543637. I'm not quick.
So, challenge our first question.
So we have 15 divided by 5. So we know that if we have 15 divided by 5, we're going to get an answer. There are 3, 5, 15. So what does inverse mean? Inverse essentially means the opposite. So division is the opposite of multiplication. So we can use these same numbers to create another number sentence, which is multiplication. So let's see how we can do that. So let's have a think about what we know about numbers before we start. We know that when we're dividing a large number by a small number, we're going to get another small number, another small number. Start dividing. Therefore, that's multiplication. So this number here, if we are making a multiplication question, will end up being the answer because two small numbers together equal a bigger number. So therefore, my number sentence for my multiplication would be 5 times 3 equals 15. Let's check in 5. What if we put the 5 and the 3 around? We'll use our commutative rule. And I put 3 times 5. I also put 3 times 5 equals 15. So using the same numbers, so far I've made 1, 2, 3 separate number sentences. Well, I can actually see another. I can see another division question because I think that if I divide 15 at the start again, and this time I divide by 3, I'm going to get 5. So with the same set of numbers, I've actually managed to create 4 number sentences. And these 4 number sentences together are called the number family. And every question will have a number family, a different way of expressing the numbers using operations. In this case, we have 2 multiplication and 2 division questions. Let's have a quick look at another one. Let's say I have 25 times 4 equals 100. Okay, so if I wanted to find the opposite, inverse, I can try and think about my number knowledge again, and I can see that my larger number here is 100. So if I wanted to make a division question, I'm going to need to have a large number at the start. So now I have 100. And now about my number family, it doesn't matter which way around I put my 25 or my 4, because it's still going to be part of the number family. So I can say 100 divided by 25 equals 4. Or I could write 100 divided by 4 equals 25. Now you see the other question that I can have in this number family. I have 2 division and 1 multiplication, which means it must be a multiplication. And yes, I can see it here. I can have 4 times 25. Move those 2 numbers around. So let's use that knowledge to try and work with this multiplication. So here I have a question that says 12 times something. Okay, this is a very common question. You're going to see it out. So I can see this is a multiplication question. So I know that this number and this number will both be smaller than 48. So therefore, for the division question, I'm going to put 48 at the start. I can simply use now the only number that I have available to me, 48 divided by 12. And I know that 48 divided by 12 is 48. Now I can check my answer by doing 4 times 12 should equal 48, which it does. So I've got now 1, 2, 3 of my number sentences. I can now write 1 division question. 48 instead of dividing by 12, I divide by 4. Well, that really helps us with this one here in order to get a missing number. Missing number. Let's say I've got 50 something equals 10. And this one's a little different because I actually don't need to do the inverse operation because I have one of my division questions, but if I simply put my other division question,
Mama Papa be made badge my dear Cassia no so yera sutima yebo adwumabwa ma ne makoye pere ma mo adwenche no emra ne otu ne emfa nto aso enkoye adwuma wo World Cup na sia na ugirize was CCB be bozi I think Otuaro should take us to the World Cup next year because of familiarity with the current squad, and I think getting another coach will suppose we get it back again. That won't help. Michael speaking from Winneba near the other no. Ozialo Fakye Sport. I'm Jibril. O2 should continue. I'm watching live from Kumasi Bantima. Keep the fire burning. You're the bear no. Good afternoon. My name is Prince, and I'm watching live from Nkoko. We should change you to Ado. You're also the bear no. Hello, my wonderful sports pundit. I'm watching Ebenezer. Watching live from Ifigase, and I don't think Otuado can perform at the World Cup. They should thank him and say goodbye to him. My opinion. My regards to Ricardo. And my lovely wife, Priscilla Dupoku. Keep up the good work. Love you guys. You're also here, and I'm Clifford from Ifigase. Yes. He deserves to take us to the World Cup. If we can change, then we can change players to add Odoi and Kitia to the team. You're also good afternoon, Jabba from Kintampo. Please, my question is that as Abuja and Jordan are you, who made much impact on Ghana national team? Clearly, as if we are,
what does it mean to multiply by 10?
Well, the reason we do that is because I'm lost stamina from a big shout out to you and your crew. Please, Otuado must be the leader of our team. No Ado, no Black Stars. DFA should not try to sack Otuado, no matter how the situation is. They also good afternoon. I'm Sarat. Watch you live from Ejura. Although why Ghanaians are so hypocrite. What did Coach Ado do you think Otuado is the right choice? The also international ABOU. Good afternoon. Regarding your question, I think Otuado has what it takes to lead us to the World Cup. My reason is that he once led us before to the World Cup, and as such, he has gained a little experience on the big stage, so he can still take us to the World Cup. But beefing up the technical team to be back. Qatar is 25 pound on the back. Ababi Ram 020 754 3637 Man, you man, kuye pefa. Bibi abo kode.
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah.
With 500.
Adum. Hold on, so here.
No, yeah, Mamencha Clinical.
I would have to fill it.
Clinical. Mazo wa tome graze no kwa. Musa Parliament. There's Musa Parliament. Boys not simple. There's a clinical tome creature for you. Nama kama pende. Omu TV no mo di ade ade chemo sa na ko boys ne ton to zo mo Champions League. See Mamencha Clinical. Na ni amande da ye pa. Clinical.
Okuchia he host series ewo sunyane yes race for na king kwane na squad no mu go so on fa e ya bia mo brother mu TV na chemo we
going to be getting smaller. So this time
Mate
down our place value chart and if I'm dividing it by 10
honorable
is making assembly member smaller. So here we go. I'm just going to move the round place to the right this time.
50,000 5,000 and no say 2 minutes we need 3 goal margin or some more 10 times or you stand kotokofana on far should
the only thing I need to make sure I do is put my decimal in place.
Good board, a man of character or this line here. Yes.
Actually, now I am quite skillful.
Among what's in Benzema
understands number will understand that we actually now don't need to include it.
Among what's in Benzema,
I can simply write 500
why am I saying
0
and rather than well no brady unya ibia exam and then round
arame pe obi dia posa ai mo fa chere
boys no go 10 times the almost and run world no brady no omunya bi strawberry ultimate man why Andrew, I'm who that question say. Nipa now or yeah, Brana Casa Brazil and Casa Multi-Berry Day. One, yes, I didn't know day.
1, 2 places.
For to be any
2 moves. 1.
Unya Tessanasi.
The answer to 23 times 100
One thing about breast, and they say, we are better than
Isaiah
53 divided by
100.
Now I'm dividing, so remember,
Now, we did factor square. Now, they say,
The low forecast of one
Isaiah
is
66:11.
a man patent, a man Okondo Miama Bia, yes, we do crowd one, and my condos are very ready. Bano for you.
Scientifically, so a scientist knows what that's around. If you stare at a woman's breast for 5 minutes, increase thinking capacity and
for you will nurse and be satisfied at her comforting breasts. You will drink deeply and delight in her overflowing abundance. Isaiah 66:11. What a fantastic.
Here we go. 7 times 1,000. So same size. I'm going to put my 87 in place. Now I'm multiplying by how many places?
No for us Anastasia, Cynthia, Angela, Abigail, and Mosha, and Makwat. And somebody any boy. Ever more you could have. So I told someone I'll break a saying, you're going to say, you're wrong, Kakra.
That's a bit disarmed. So what I say, how many is charge of my place value?
But that's okay because the place value charge is forever. This column here represents
men call for not qualified. Now the never say I'm with you anymore. But I'm a Kabuvadi, my bar, one more thing. Yes, spicy up the screen. Broaden the conversation to Kakra. Now Kabuvadi are qualified for the first ever one-year qualification. Football or my
so my answer, 87 times 1,000.
We are the sixth nation from Africa.
87,000.
Before them, not going to the fifth African country. I qualify general. I'm about to 6. I'm on 3 now. I can listen. I'm about to so. The last time I hear World Cup, I knew a country. Not the population. Was in 2018. In Iceland, normally over 330,000 population. They are the smallest ever nation to have appeared at Mundial. And Kabuvadi qualification, I'm the second smallest nation. That's an over Kumasi population. More. What it means is that Ashanti region, Kabuvadi minor, by 4 or 5 times. As so say omo bebiri nti they are a small country sabi ebia ofa bantama ofa amakom eko kofate kini ho ahwa so ekekabu ma ebia obetimi enya the entire nation ni nyina omo population. There's a country of that magnitude qualify World Cup asia. It means it's a achievement kesia a sombo and oman etimi. We are students of the game, so sometimes the reason say we don't want to jump into conclusion to say so but we want to go back into the archives. Nearby or minor a day and go track. I do my begina baby Kabovadi for Enya independent 50 years in the exactly 50 years at Kabovadi Enya independent every Portugal for Onsano. Any ye didn't come to a Maya 5 decades ni and or more. Now, the Football Association of Cabo Verde, formed around in the year 1986, and forming a Football Association. But on by year, it will do 1989, there about a whole, and almost started joining FIFA. After forming the association in 1986, in 1989, they joined FIFA, becoming a FIFA member associate. Ometnia partaking in FIFA events. Ometnia games, I hold FIFA for organizing, being it CAF level and also FIFA level. Oma trying kakra so ombeye niyema abo manim na omo ya emfa in terms of sikasem infrastructure ene niyema nyina Kabovadi for emobra enko manim kweku abrabo na ye bon eto de bia it will take somebody to pave way for you so bibie kwan ne ma you appreciate the kwan na nipa na abo ede ama on you learn from adina nipa na ede in order to write your own story and the Kabovadi for ejina bibi omo gina ya oma qualify Eco World Cup. There is a country in Africa. I was like Kabovadi mining yena sorry. No more cause our country who say ye damwase what the amoye mae kwe o my being South African.
Okay.
And then South Africa, I Ediamo Cabo Verde in Tia, make catch them say, and they almost co-walk. But as stands, South Africa need to win today before they qualify. But Cabo Verde now, Oma Boa, Oma qualify. Kweku 2010, the first ever time in an African nation hosting the Mondial, South Africa.
Yeah.
Now South Africa hosted 2010 World Cup. And for so there about so Edema Africa, they say FIFA sat down and realized say continent Africa no ye deprive every and near who will be briso. They ensure that more when it comes to football no any countries in Ketuebu or they are part of FIFA. Name omo say dan gidi omo nya near bia eso a ebetimi abo omo this African country host to World Cup. Oh, the video in official. You do I'll let you put it there. A day ena ombetime e de aboa sa countries in Ketuano. South Africa host to tournament in the FIFA ade bia what to need say the FIFA Football for Hope. FIFA Football for Hope no the FIFA and they say they identify 7 smaller nations in Africa. As uncle for a football omo share danko when him say the benefit ever South Africa any African football they say 7 nations now omo form omusha omo share that more bra in football FIFA and faso benya area free South Africa the South Africa for any Africa aboa for enyan we channels the canibi near fan corner FIFA there to this FIFA Football for Hope yem for GD hope and kwasa countries Cabo Verde one of those beneficiaries.
Wow.
Omo ya sanko for na FIFA identify omo in 2010 it decided say obebo omo na kweku FIFA edisika call Cabo Verde no omo koye they decided say Cabo Verde for wade friend say Delta Cultura na eho no omo sports facility say nkebia waba Ghana ye de ne Ghana Man Soccer for Excellence right pram FIFA decided say ombeko no omo invest ewo because ade no omo form in 2002 I try say ombetimi apejamu na omo football in Cabo Verde economy, but because omo nisika, because omo nsheda more brand, they were finding it difficult. So FIFA decided say Delta Cultura no ombeko no makwa invest ewo amana economy. They went there with benefit na a free South African. And let's put it, kweku as at that time Cabo Verde and on a compulsory after 6 years utimi high school neko. Enti ya wo akwada fa ne say odi 6 years and or started so oku school only 12 years no akoni suku awi ero na compulsory dia aka no obi amfa wo nti most of omon kwada no na education nshada nya dia eboa bebre FIFA went there and they decided said not only in football are we investing, we are also investing in IT in terms of education na formal education because obi wo ha ball no betimi abo but on timi nko na but so man the formal education can one a time will come say di panem faso de beba so ayede e de ama oman obetuma asua de kra one way or the other abeye bibi e de aboa the football association. They also invested in those aspects a ball as at that time enkwado omodo omo share any few adolescent and omo age no every 18 they were 220 and omodo omo e share kakran say be grumi omo near making sure say ombeko manim aye bibi e de aboa Cabo Verde mine kweku fast forward yabayenim from 2010 in 2013 omaya ni de Cabo Verde a qualify for the first ever AFCON tournament say kakran ye peja mu ye bo esua de ye nya AFCON qualify and I say nya AFCON tournament for the first time ye ba be rom na ye be sia kan kweku omo ramu no omo first game omo boy they played against omaya ni de South Africa krona omo sika sem ene ne bi ebe bo omo no omo ene koboy my catch now said that time 2013 na population ene omo over 590,000 as at that time no a little over 500,000 ago pramana South Africa e host to that tournament na na so game omo ni Cabo Verde e boy no facility no na 6 times facility in the pardo it form the entire population of Cabo Verde.
Wow.
Omo bo omo first ever AFCON game against Omaya Nidia South Africa. And they are far more. But Oma because they believe that a project and Oma started a free baby. At then Omon to us and making sure say project in the NCOE and for still they will try everything to make sure say Ombe invested. Now there's a former player, no about basketball, Edema Cabo Verde minor. In 2007, Okankofo in terms of African basketball championship in 2007, Okokobon home the Ekonya bronze medal ADC in now. So now Brantene Babonte, Victor Hugo, ever can't be said, or Mike Cabo Verde, no. Aside the Mabo was watching, they sat down and who are there back, say, Obi to say, Nani, Lewis Nani, Portugal player, no. Patrick Vieira, Gelson Fernandez, these uncle for Omunina with traces, Africa Bovadi. No more qualities now a war mumuna. They realize so Obi or one in Africa Bovadia. Utimia Sani ma way in a team bobo on level na and a Cabovadi mine talent our mine. And Timoma money and more talent. No one tries it or may develop you. It will take time, but they will get there. Or saying to learn, to be able to compete and survive. They have traces of being in conform with Cabovadi. They use them as the catalyst. And almost started some bank crack their show you know, Kweku say AFCON on 4 occasions. The last time AFCON a boy, so no Ghana group, Omudru quarter-final stage, eventually lost again on penalties to the same South Africa. The Cabo Verde for the story, in whichever angle you look at it from, there has always been South Africa in the discussion. South Africa, discussion. In 2022, Fatima Samura says Senegal no Frimeboa. My FIFA Secretary General. Or call Cabo Verde now it's my video no, and yet there's another one. I will say Diasa. This one. Where Mammy and the Fatima Samora, and timer in 2022, or call Cabo Verde. That was time and FIFA 4, no FIFA Goal Project, no FIFA forward, it's kind of failure. And more pajama facilities are hold on normal. I drew stage and for so much Mabaso, omit me about games before qualifying for and I say Yako 2022 World Cup qualifiers. They played a game against Nigeria. Mufio. About the second video, over whom I was any now video now but Fatima Samora echo share and near my Akoso Cabo Verde investment anyhow. Or making sure says it can be a accounted properly. I'm all coming in ye to rank Quada and mark a crack and mark a crack and Omudio Meshia or Mu Diasa, way a delegation FIFA, Fatima Samora, Echo Mua or Mukoy, Echo supervisor Niema Echoes or free honor and over catcher in say the ordinary our Cabo Verde no or that strong belief say NCBA football in Cabo Verde, a bit peja Eddie drew leveler. Africa any we are seeing a shock. We could 2022, 2023 AFCON and Yamaso 2024 January. In 2024, they surprised the entire continent. Any we are seeing do the quarterfinal stage. They beat Ghana group. Not only Egypt group. They were able to top the group. And you say, I'm the second the qualify. I'm on the top group and Egypt AD second. Then Ghana and Mozambique right. You qualify you free. The next video, the first one announced na uyin. So this video that was timer. FIFA and so delegation aside Fatima Samura, the other delegations that Omoko so where Oshebia, you see FIFA founding. And near man Cabo Verde for the area from the scratch. And they are documenting in They drew the president of Cabo Verde, Football Association, Keto Krekua or Cabo Verde. FIFA they stood down and answered they stood up and make sure say nisika so be musika 1 person they invest in it. Mario Semedo on air president Emma Cabo Verde Football Association only upon one making sure accountability every year juma adie bi so nisika na ye motivating kwada try I encourage you coaches are so form making sure say obi never ban say project no understand the project they understand major do obi or to say now Bobista or year juma Edmond as the head coach he has been entrusted with the project say juma ne ye oba he met this man owie no ko share mampani Jose Maria Neves or your president our Cabo Verde I'm a president the catch and said the entire nation is behind you. We believe in the project yeah. It makes me take time. We don't care. The most important thing is that let us have trust in you. Because Andras uncle almost squad now. The production line up now. The tool and also the ball. Last match and run Eddie Amoa. There's one player in the team now. I'm goalkeeper Visinha one of the experienced players are or team. Why you now from the ABOU, but that is Ryan Mendes in the team. Ryan Mendes are born 8 group no and said that Yadin so Marco Africa. I could do quarterfinals. Countries who are more group, who can create or make my qualify. They went to him, the coach met him, the FA president met him, the president of the nation met him and tell Ryan Mendes and said, "You are the star of the nation. You did this nationality, you say, why are you?" But we believe that with your inclusion in the dressing room, over ball minor, qualification, come back and help the team. When they needed goal to make sure say Edwombe come in, Ryan Mendes scored for them. Kakranka. Above the 4 and navigate to Omuwe as CA. The 6th African country. I'm qualify for them in there. And then the smallest country on the continent Africa ever are all qualified for World Cup. So I'm group no. Say yeah, but tournament and I about Eswatini a woman. Say CCC. No I pick first country about Cameroon first.
Yeah.
Who we are and Libya and saying yeah man Cabo Libya second. But even so I'm Libya second. Angola second. Yeah. What about Libya? To some extent, ABOU Mauritius. Because of the Cabo Verde AA and Intibian, I don't remember to take before Mauritius. But we and it's a table on the side, but also the points are Omunyai, ADD first. Omuni 10 matches and we need as many as 7 or draw 2. Lost only 1 game, scored 16 goals, conceded 8 into 23 points plus of 8 goals. On it, Cameroon D seconds. Difference how many points? 4 points. And a separate on it, Cameroon would D second. It tells you that sometimes you only need people with vision. So when you're visionary leaders, conform when you're selfish, they believe in whatever they are doing. They want to make sure that every investment is well accounted for. Give trust to and conform man, back them with whatever resources are a tie with here. Story at the end of the day, you bet show with gold colors. And on a Kabuvadi for Naya, and then in a bomb abaso, ye can't be on my media. I've watched them play. Our park, so Kuvaras, I've watched them play. Busavaras no control. Ye bought a banya, kuku from minute to 1. A copy me say a bubble na we. Ye ni senior player be with team. Ye ni big boy be with team. Be each other's keeper.
And no one on the common.
Born na ye bono, ye no ye more brebia. But we want to die for the nation. I'm gonna Ghana boy Ivory Coast no. They played as if say omo life game no say Ghana sell omo and Ghana bought draw ti omo nyina be. That was the determination. When the body ti Ghana and throughout omo World Cup qualifiers no. So watch omo games are sa no omo ball matches. And then omo ba do stage say they just wanted to make an appearance. To see the project no emphasis abaso. It did not take them 5 decades. It did not take them even 2 or more decades. From 2010, how many years? And 15 years.
Yeah.
Our investment started or more. Within 15 years, 550,000, echo 590,000. And yes, you know, Omunya ni pabe 10,000 and even 20,000. Koramo moko America, Mexico, US, echo tournament in Libya. And a bad idea. And they are coming there as one of the countries who will present you screen beauty. Ushia or more guests now. Who about say obani skin are skin, form are form, shape are shape, face are face. No, now say yeah, Juman. A small island, chairman na wiyan and shadan you who be a statement na who go Victor mechanism so kind the statement na say all this I we ebeba all kind answer na ba say oh baby I'm trying to see if I can see it ananka my kinds are part anywhere. And open on woman the resource be we are say people will be a crew.
Yeah.
We be na Cape Coast. It be nankrai.
Yeah.
And no pay and no more. Yeah, you will good. You will everything. And no more did you money.
But medase but kive de na na kan no history. Only the Cristiano Ronaldo so was our
traces.
Yeah. Only the no crazy original one. You is ne na be ma o ze no you to
ne ba no he na he o man me bo maka provide.
Omo so omo penny there. Omo penny. E say Portugal nation di no place wo mpa.
Yeah.
Omo confirm ba ku bi bai. E fe ni gbegbe.
Yeah.
No omo manu.
Yeah.
Gbegbe. No we no mo biara. So ba afcon ni.
Ba afcon ni bi.
Ba za kwa bi wuni yo. Ma last time so ya bere o. Baby Jawani etimeje. Says I born about the do mini parijano. Ras for the work on his door. We chrome as me chrome me. Aha, only baby. Ferguson, I thought or Kotako, but we are very give over time. Since you are tona Nechia Embo, Konanity wood, as all kind of give over time. Yeah, so tona Nechia and come quality in a wood.
So well, I'll say, we take a local coach.
Local coach in
Africa vet.
Wow.
Well, a local coach.
Oh, no player we should crown on a ball Portugal 2014 number on a bomb and I near friend Silvestri Viali. It's all guys out player. No boy FC Puto. Or also a Kiveri me. Mama Kika Kakro Facebook goes as I say about Nigeria share one, Benin intimity, South Africa share one, Rwanda as a near Mamwe Dimo. Nigeria Bazia South Africa call. Ghana will win this World Cup. Babu, I saw it coming in my dream. Big up to say Utu and Kumau. Apostolic Basic School teachers at Kumau. Your day Eba Edward Kumbia. Abu, are you sure we can get any grade A coach who will be way ahead of Otuano? If we can't do so, then we should rather stop wasting money by sacking him. Let's allow him for consistency's sake, because appointing any other coach of which we all know our last stop is the group stage cost 90. Your day Eba and Franco Drew. Good afternoon, I watch you live from our Drop Head Center. Keep it up, more update on Chelsea. You're not so a day ever yet. No, on Facebook, on the other. You're making Kate. I was a B, but 9th Street, the Afa Cabo Verde one. I'm waiting back. Over, I said, it's a year.
Nyamiadum pa. Now on the
Menzo more temper.
Yaninamu.
You're great, man.
Tell us where.
Oh, no, yeah.
Kwaku U20 World Cup never know. Last 4 near 4.
Because the last 4 years.
Say
France, Morocco,
Argentina, and I think there's
a Spain.
That be Spain. I think there's a Ecuador. But I know Kano. Kwaku Morocco for no yejuma.
Yeah.
Morocco for no yejuma. And if you look at how they've managed to be where they are now, support not from all cylinders. Okay to crack your friend then. France,
Argentina, Colombia, Morocco.
Him for no show more tournament do you
Morocco for Brazil, Argentina, and Spain, so US crowds no winning ball power. US yet.
And if you look at them,
Korea, you 2-1.
I think the 2025 tournament to be on my corner. I think say either so my runners up and as or magic tournament, and not U20 no. Morocco for the national team say Mazaya futsal football say Bibiano tournament be on my corner. Omanya they get to the last 4, get to the final and probably win or be a runners up, and that is to tell you that Juma. And will be biara what contribute to Omodiano on there from Surho, Yasese, and I didn't lay down and I diesel. Now, currently, as we speak, infrastructure top notch, performance they are giving us. So I think that Morocco for a budget. The last time we bought World Cup, no, last 4.
Yeah.
And who still have corner fee.
Yeah.
You have the beliefs of meeting me.
I think
that Omunam ye pa. Na kwaku o say Nigeria ashabako. And then no minim out Cameroon game him. Last Saturday me dim commoni bebre here chew and so timo ha. So I don't want to go much me an qualifier. Ya dey share omo ye the darling boys and the star boys of the team no. That same thing should be at the doorsteps of a branch of Lukman and Victor Osimhen. You must say go. But go we no say South Africa so bobo no because be go as say you so be anche so. And it's why I'm saying this time na no man ko yim from Argentina no mun blame obiawo. They knew they had issues with F4 no. They had issues with coaches near there. But nipa na debiara da. They had problems no any blames no on the doorstep. Branch FN Messi. in Barcelona. Now none of their business. All that no more the form he's giving Barcelona, the performance he's giving Barcelona, if not for anything, on try to give them even 50% of that performance to the Argentine national team. No intimima, in the so cram a point in time, there are two asmoja ukromano, or no so be tono. Retiring from the national team, he needed to come back, and then now or a talent boy and so Argentina because of the trophies he's been able to win for Argentina. When we are blaming the Argentine national team, say, or we a failure near the commerce doorsteps are the same thing. A branch of Ronaldo, your tournament na Senoma and Kuya and Farmer Portugal. The first person you be blaming for that performance, best man or Portuguese national team, no, a branch of Cristiano Ronaldo. And found coach or do Mokoye, and found other players, no, some contribute you, someone contribute you. But even see a tournament in the Krana. Sometimes a man for want to belittle the influence and the importance of Ronaldo, but say your mistakes. Immediately they get into the doorstep of a branch of Cristiano Ronaldo. The same thing goes to a branch of Victor Osimhen and a branch of Ademola Lookman. These two guys are the reigning African player of the year in Lookman.
Yeah.
Or no before so no Begino. Now Victor Osimhen Aji. The same way two players like this, and currently as we speak, Nipa only the Nigeria national team no a bunch of Victor Osimhen. Was so go in there, but the next see a bogem new not even they win. No man to me and qualifier. Yent me in far mistakes, no problems, no blames, no mobia. They never got to the doorstep of Victor Osimhen. A woman, sir, and Penifo decided to let a get raw and call. No MON-FRI politics, and in appointing managers that. Me can another cat was fini the George Muna before mu or guest no go before mu, not giving them that sort of performance umunia. And over Nigeria for now, bet my country that ball tournament na we win in nekra and we are no man to me 20 points. A big nation like Nigeria shouldn't be having that kind of performance. But I'm sure no man to me that point, a 70 even if they win today. So that is to tell you say a best man performance. The Nigerians and Ubia or Nigeria and happy with the performance that they are giving. But we can't blame Ubia. Regardless how it's when it gets to this point in time, that is where your big boys, that is where we play as Nibom. And Jordan, you will be able to. He led by example. He was a critical example of audition in 14 goal involvement, 7 goals and 7 assists. He led Ghana to the World Cup. Into a BA they will reference Jordan Ayew for that wonderful performance he's giving Blasters. Because him being the Obab but getting things done at the moment my friend here Ghana. So now see a Pobi to make things happen for Nigeria for no. Naso man timi anya. It goes straight to the doorstep of Brantia, she friend here Victor Osimhen. And yen timi blame Ubia other than him. Lookman didn't be back akra. No muna and so timi afrio. But so man timi qualify for the World Cup. Now be a back to back. Mama World Cup, they need to now sit down and think about how the right way, because with the stars they are available to them, players that are available. Now still Nigerians need to make that sort of performance. I think there is something that they say near. But the next American, they need to make sure say security is very tight. None what that they Nifana ABC can players match now say that is something that because Nigeria for me angry that with the performance the team is Emma. And if you look at how much managing Yoma and so federation a man for you happy in TNet me sure say game ne course by this time around I make say or my beefy security, a man sweat me tight because you preach against no violence or whatever. By million the game is over, no man who's a man qualifier. Nyoma bit me, and so now they need to beef up the security. Make sure say everything that Ebekoso our park it will be taken care of. Players need na bibia and Kose Municipal. Immediately they should rush to the dressing room. No one question what to mean the tempers are down, Bibia and Footmaba form before they leave because you Nigerians know, and most especially when Ghana qualify, no one to mean qualify. Ghanaians are patiently waiting because when we fail to call other ones weren't man qualifier. Definitely Ghanaians will throw them. And we know no matter when they come to such things, they should just guide the player to the dressing room. Make sure say BBA kama no and other things are and air cost. So I think that is something that need Kwaku, it's becoming uncomfortable. And I think the people that is unprotected like me, but I don't see anything wrong with me off the pitch lifestyle, no, to be honest. I don't see anything wrong with it. I'll come here and talk about Lamine Yamal when I know say yes, why late for training. ABI we cause or Bassa why late, and it's all because issues with Lamine Yamal. Kwaku, we've turned our attention from what he's doing on the field of play to outside the field. Kwaku Obia on a personal life. Nyankopon kwan no kwafo se wonim se omo even omo Lamine Yamal 7 in central for supporters Obia no at his age, the kind of things what Nyama no, the fame that he's been able to acquire for himself no, it be a wa Nyankopon kwan him dey nipa kon de be.
No, people are talking from angle say you see Cristiano Ronaldo, Leo Messi omo ti sese no mo ni ball no pa but omo anya niema na akra we a chance so the oil no obi family life sometimes personal life and phobia but what would you woman say oye figure at least platform now when you know at the age of 16 you won't say over 17 what shall say ya one 70 at least o targeting Messi Ronaldo record na ebe but unu ya niema ni bi na oye no o den kon kata ho kakra omo de omano aka ma na ba be say as eye nyi nsusu so be o dey is a young player you know a young player pre-plan share any wafa
sure
but we know this time kakrebia we pra last week player na make kan wazini enya ba agize enya me na beje wo kakrebia we pra kakrebia pra na ono so ase o kan asem no
no ye mo
ama you legend bi mu ko mo addresses akra wo mu ade e de rafa na ba be kan fa ben sema legend bi kan fa no di no e ade a obi personal life de me tie bi ade me ye cra chen we de but the woman say o de kakatania ma bi so kakra na mani nyensu so so ge we say season wetima of 5 matches na abaso na to
no
but Western League ya ni o ezo jisika twitwide ni ade ena abusi asem na o ka no ye no ba bi efi no we African corona ye efi so no same meeting mu ska bebiribe pa o abusi abetima share meeting yakata emi nu apan be friend say metas
of course
ni wan ye the right thing no e dey nti aga na o ska ye so wonyansa same mu ska pa bi abusi meeting a yakata no ye panyi no be kire me de menye no e betu ake yakata konchen me metron but enye ne sa do you understand edi unu ade this is what you can abusi abeba ba ne papa we do betu betu do liba
Kwaku the truth of the matter ni na na say pra eba e wo football there are players that omanye massem ni ade omantimi abobo na do the level we expected them to
Kwaku we are no they be am ko for no we agree on that but Cristiano Ronaldo, Leo Messi how many times na to so pra
our life no that is their life, that is Ronaldo's life, that is Messi's life. Messi also had issues. No Messi ni say and go for bit here no so ndo pa mo free o mo area ni ade no obi ara ne de Messi obi e bi ono so na hini mu ball no very past this is the life.
Yes
only she say Kwaku
no ne
Kwaku ne ne
obi a go beje ballon d'or na we dey we
they are players that omo
not you asem na ngami if you want to ask you
enye ma asem
football ye den I'll be proud but you off the pitch on the pitch only obi oni Cristiano Ronaldo abobo di nkom ade bro so di kan call Real Madrid no nizo ko training tem akwa ko impress Madrid for them abo ozo okoro wa no ti say sound bi fi bebi ansuo ne da no wako ba de be baza bebi ansuo ne da no alo ko bi say security ne say no mo say amla training na why na na she woro say chama ya ba me 3 hours ni ade you see sa akra bi e ba o image a ne target ni so me pese me mbobo emle ti say Cristiano Ronaldo emle ti say Leo Messi but omo started to say the way and anko do sa level
Kwaku Messi Ronaldo na ye kana asem no talent e kura no say emfa bo ne mmobo ne ade no me compare umienu but we were talent in Ronaldo.
That's why me catch as the winning him and
Ronaldo training more before amateur be or talent or a talent or Ukraine talent.
But you see me I've never liked Cristiano Ronaldo. He being the best player ever. Meaning just but Ronaldo Abi Mon can't confess say Cristiano Ronaldo, he was a talented player. But now you need to add that because you're not for no. Now the talent no was so change. Now Ronaldo Sporting Lisbon.
Now even the early days of Manchester United.
As we speak, the ages and everything in terms of skill set. Me and you say currently as we speak. Over we or more time on number one skills and it will be talent you will do in the I'm not comparing among careers. I mean to me picking Ronaldo ahead of Lamine in terms of talent. Mean to me picking. So Ronaldo need to do extra. This guy will need extra.
Ronaldo talent ahead of Lamine. Now we Ronaldo grab.
But me say men picking ahead of him.
Only at the Amasa or the
men picking ahead of him.
On picking Ronaldo ahead of Lamine.
In terms of talent, the crew be at this age.
Ronaldo Bama you can marry.
Kwaku. And your bad
Cristiano Ronaldo.
And your bad they can't know. Nobody will dominate this how no man that you are no and you know. At the age of 60 the talent no was so the change Ronaldo. Ronaldo needed to do extra. Lamine Yamal Kwaku off the field that's him from Matthew so this is a lifestyle of a person that wabobo every no ordinary off the field. Now Van der Vaart what you do. Van der Vaart. They probably to 2-4 Van der Vaart won come. Van der Vaart no see so na nkasa no see so no tiafutu. Morally oni right over two
reason is
Van der Vaart.
Reason is
oni me see ko oni moral.
Reason is
Van der Vaart na ni enim no. Was he someone that oye just oye okay oye cool guy to advise someone so obobo mu ade. Van der Vaart.
You see, sometimes.
Kaka make one be two boy away for.
No.
Only two, but not Van der Vaart.
If you are more on gravity, my friend,
listen to the message, not the message.
Now, I call you a Kaya and some more power. I was in the moment, Sapa, but myself now, Rebecca, more in it. More heady, and more you, Koku, Obi true for a tea. Obi true for. On shall me a man, but more than you now, like you see. On it, Papa beating them. No. Papa ne peges guess pa that man show who said no never win na who's offroad too for aka say akwa we pa den ha but man show maybe no yeah na mo no e na o say fasa kwan we so e be den e be boa hwe we is a talented player but no compare you Messi and obey bia we Messi at the age of 12 no moon say the talent na no dey
yes
and on the na sa for no be time no we imagine e omo be two great players are no jom na so pa football no na dane Zidane money ayi phenomenal mu nyina o
generation
you only wadam futu no for na the oya ne dey
we should judge him on the field of play when Barca need him no available that is where we need to talk about it
and then no na how many times now you say Messi Cristiano Ronaldo pra beautiful age say how many times am I show movie Messi pro nya was Chelsea player they say as you had the whole fi okona moru amana about the match the whole left back been no fit Spain e go tia Messi Champions I think say 2006 and one and career long term a year then it na fi how many times now say Cristiano it is Cristiano Ronaldo had a chronic knee problem over Real Madrid and no Ronaldo ja antwe no and e be dan na manan no obogus no the gidi no yele oko but no at youthful age no akoe no ne de man e se mi bi pa no de man ya me no onim o kanu kra no ya ni mo
that is to tell you say
and no na o fan ko ba bia no o ma ko bia you see you know okuma
affect me say it
you yate
why late for training
why is it that you always sometimes support your man
why late for training
enye nu kwaku Lamine Yamal that we know why say man training this season and Cabo ne beba ni peak pa abi but so na match so ma bodo do say na wabobi and even the Spanish national team as World Cup qualifiers because of it 20 man join
he is the darling boy people will play when he is fit he will come and play on the field of play he is delivering for Barcelona that is the most important thing
go school na ni made your body is a matches and now you either fear
in football there is something we call availability Messi Ronaldo the Omayo of football no because whenever they are needed they are available availability is very paramount even not only in football maybe availability is very very important
said the Messi call the long injury no or no so nyane there he will come back he will deliver
no they on and off Lamine Yamal problem
but choose a trio
we is a second one accident and you know in perfectly say they just don't
just choose for how when you can say like or show typical skill around when you
skill.
Maybe not already.
I say there was skill. Yes, skills for Brazil. They are not footballers. And
I agree. But to someone is true. Obi be included on the foot of play. Is that not Ronaldo when the budget or something? Zidane, the can't Zidane one say Zidane one. The skill sets no ye. Zidane control the chili part. Emo na me can mobile coach again na nanya skills with. So how do you tell me says our player will be Yama and the age
when we take people that don't think I say by German players, players that they are effective.
Because omono kwa German furniture technique.
They are effective.
A technique to have a player say who's a winner freestyle is
yes,
but to have a player say or skill or to me apply on the game in the game on the ball on the foot of player. That player is a great player.
He's a great player.
Ronaldo sees your man 30 goals. I mean Ronaldo in the season over mama 20.
But Ronaldo in the Messi no. That narrative give us results.
And wait, the youthful age, you know, he will come. And nobody United so on the
youthful age, you will not know. Any or sign no matter that Ronaldo be used to know. What was the difference? The difference near day.
The goals in an ocean.
And because time no, this time no. Because
no ocean we. Say be you I show. Now support money, now support money. I 3 days for pro have so for 20.
3 days. This is the lifestyle that you need to live.
Oh, dear, we go for that.
South Africa should.
Oh, bro.
Nigeria as well should too. You to Jimmy front now.
But Ronaldo keys are different too. Ronaldo at Manchester United and Bona no Bono. I think so. We are seeing a tune for say if he wants to sustain the EPL, on changing the skill set now on board a direct football. To the bar, Mado in 209. That skills need dribbles and giant no ball direct football. The talent now know what they bet.
Because I dribble, you can't find him.
Yeah, who's the
effectiveness of a player who.
Maybe our ball was when I see 120.
Goals involvement, Kabomai.
Basa. We don't do bad of I retired 23 years.
Why reduce?
Hey, what then what is that?
Koku. And then our boy Nine. Don't pay the dues.
Hey, no Koku.
We are saying that when the age of my we are even refuse to talk about why
our house of food. Oh boy, I have to call the Nima. No, I mean me Obio discover the talent in them. I want to engagement to the highest level. Or I always blame that person.
Okay.
Now do you
say Ronaldo who said about to chase and one of the son? We are definitely going to change. Mumma bye.
I show. Salabi. I'm going to the last day after so I'll for her. Salabi get there or match you. We may first go to
Nigeria. Now go give me. Mama mana.
Diaby, and every year na Arsenal, you say Martin Odegaard, or no, your captain, the Arsenal, will be to me go close to about 6 to 7 weeks in his absence. A bit Mahame Kalateta paying. So we'll check Arsenal on my identity and everything beyond Kalateta. I should share the Arsenal Football Club Honma. Last 2 seasons, na me bought Arsenal mu BB or Moya, na me bought players me no. Either I would choose Papa friend say Thomas Partey, and I say Papa friend say Martin Odegaard or Mobo in the solid midfield for Arsenal. Last season, me choose see Thomas Partey, and at the same time, Papa friend say Declan Rice or Martin Odegaard because last season. So we share the kind of investment. Now we share how Arsenal wants to actually make sure they will need the side of Martin Odegaard in most of the matches we meet about in this particular season. The entire makers say, oh, for me a good triangular square in your midfield. That's when Martins will be Mendy. Oh, only very good or that kind of technical skills. He can easily give you that kind of pressure and that intensity in the midfield. That's or transition a lot of passes. The Declan Rice for Declan Rice to also become an offensive pivot, trying as much as possible to free Martin Odegaard into the attacking third. They give you that kind of numerical superiority in attacking third at any moment in time at Arsenal. Ebitimiabo Ediama most of these particular opponents. But I will check Martin Odegaard. with the games that we stay consistent with the Arsenal, and the games that went to me and Farmer Arsenal Football Club, no, you could clearly imagine that the numbers no keep on dropping for Arsenal Football Club. He has played close to about 135 games for Arsenal. In the games that with me I get fit, making good performance for Arsenal in about 125 games, he has been able to have 82 wins for Arsenal. Games that were and as a games that went to me and Farmer Arsenal, with close to about 10 games one from Arsenal in the last season, so with Edem Arsenal, no, he had been able to have 5 wins and just 4 losses for Arsenal with his absence. From Arsenal, but so we'll check it with Arsenal. The kind of draws that we choose to the Arsenal, it is 18 draws and then 25 defeat for Arsenal with him. And it tells you say the winning percentage of Arsenal with Martin Odegaard and Etembian Eshuti Rise equal close to about 65.6%. So Rania, it will get you close to about 66% in most of the winning performance of Martin Odegaard at Arsenal Football Club and even as a captain for that particular football club. But Arsenal without Martin Odegaard, they've gone in close to about 50% that Omuntimi ain't winning. That tells you say Martin Odegaard is fully fit. Nasa Oma Arsenal, that kind of consistent performance for them sometimes it becomes very difficult for Arsenal to win most of the important games in some of the competitions. Arsenal last season, they were campaigning for the EPL trophy. They were campaigning for the UEFA as the leader in Mikel Arteta team. They were able to break that particular curse, beating Real Madrid Football Club in the quarterfinals and advancing from that, encouraging most of these players within the Arsenal setup, making sure say the game management of Mikel Arteta on the touchline is being effective. He will be the first manner. He will coordinate and communicate with the players on the field of play and try as much as possible to make sure say Arsenal players will deliver on the field, making him one of the outstanding captains. You will get him in most of the clubs. So we'll check the second picture of the map. The production. The goals per game. Martin Odegaard in most of the games with Arsenal will give you 2.1. So making sure say Martin Odegaard age most of the games or Bodema Arsenal Football Club, he will give you that goals per game that will rank close to about over 2 goals for Arsenal Football Club. But goals say Martin Odegaard age games for Arsenal Football Club. Goals on motivation from 2.1% to 1.6% for Arsenal Football Club, making him that kind of important and integral member within the Arsenal Football Club setup. In terms of goals against per game, or be more that 1 goal per game, but without him, or be more that 1 goal also per game without him. In terms of shot average per 90 minutes, when he is in the attacking and in the offensive manner of Arsenal Football Club, he will give you 15.9 shot average per 90 minutes, and then without him on Arsenal you get about Mikel Arteta Onya at the other side of Arsenal Football Club. But in terms of games, now we'll check it in terms of goals that he has been able to score and assists that he has given to Arsenal Football Club. 179 games, 38 goals plus 31 assists. Arsenal Football Club. It tells creating magic. I conjure magic in the offensive trait of Arsenal Football Club. Or Mancasa attacking third. Or it tells you say he has these particular numbers. But then in the app they will actually replace him with Eze. And answer Ethan in one area on beating about Edema Arsenal Football Club. But then with that particular special football club, that wasn't his favorite position that he was playing. At the moment in time, he was been playing in the wing, either from the right wing and I say either from the left wing. Now back into the central progression of the former football club, and he tried as much as possible to give you that number of assists and give you that number of goals. But checking Martin Odegaard, how he link up the play, how he holds up the ball, how he always makes sure say upon the squad in depth and upon the squad quality Arsenal full crack carrying as we speak number of goal contributions Omunya Papa Fense Martin Odegaard all go away with about 6 weeks on team particular player Mania Japan Diamano Papa Fense Mohamed Salah for Egypt. I know very well say Egypt for qualify at the World Cup. So we'll check it in the history of Egypt. The number of times Oma qualified, they are most of these particular World Cup or World Cup 4 times. So we come into their 4th time. In the year 1934 was the first time Egypt as an African country are all participating in the World Cup at that particular material moment. From 1934, it took them quite a number of years to come back again and represent Africa with their national team. So move into the World Cup. So after 1934, the last time Egypt move back into the World Cup was 1990. And then it was a history for the Egyptian national team. But since 1990, it also become a very problem at the side of the Egyptian national team just for them to come back into the World Cup. It took Mohamed Salah. At the time, now Egypt dominated in Africa from 2006 to 2010. When they were dominating in the side of Hassan Shiata, at the time I know you coached my Egypt national team. No Moji the AFCON in 2006, Eba Ghana in 2008, Ebeji AFCON, Elko in Angola, Ghana Kobo against Egypt in the final, Angola, no Moji against Ghana, no. Everything BHS at that much national team. But then we did that 2006, 2008, 2010. It was also in the difficult moment for the Egyptian national team to qualify to the World Cup. Especially the last golden generation era of Egypt was far back in 2014. When these kind of golden era players or more in 2008, 2010 no more fade away especially in 2014, they pledged to the fans, they pledged the supporters in the 24 to score them by 6-0. I'm gonna call back into the Cairo International Sports Stadium Ghana was able to qualify against the Egyptian national team in 2018. Mohamed Salah at that time no one rising, making sure or the Liverpool ever go into the UEFA Champions League final. Now this player Sergio Ramos very problematic. Ediama Mohamed Salah to come back into the World Cup and even play a game. He was able to qualify the Egyptian national team into the World Cup in 2018. Since 1990, now Egypt for intimate participate here in the World Cup. But then with Timia Sanswa in 2022, we didn't see the side of Egyptian national team or Moko into the World Cup. But then in 2026 World Cup, we are having Mohamed Salah once again assist. He will top it for the Egyptian national team, and then he will be that main leader which will qualify Modiako into the World Cup. And I believe say the legacy and everything why the Egyptian national team he should try as much as possible after the World Cup to win an AFCON for the Egyptian national team. When he is able to do that, I believe that the legacy with the Egyptian national team will be completed. But Mohamed Salah qualifying Egypt to the World Cup 2 times on 2 occasions is not enough and yet completed. He should win the AFCON with the Egyptian. So Mohamed Salah it has been solely completed and he can have a complete legacy for the Egyptian national team.
Mate, medasi mamenki kanko for messages kakra na yemra for your discussion. Good afternoon. My name is Clement in Japan and I'm watching live from Afo. Good job. Greetings to all Chelsea and Krobia Kumasi Asante Koroko fans. Good day. Abu Hala Madrid all the way. Please give me an update on how seeing Master Antoine and Mbappe. I'm Kessie Isai Master Antoine on Mbappe weekend here likely so memorable. But the house in the reports in Kakra. Good day, International DIABY. Kudos to the entire team for giving us epic showways, which Barcelona best after the international break. Greeting to emergency warners at SDA Hospital, Asamang, Oraku, near the other band. I'm Fredia Ajeman, AK Scott Sinclair. Enjoying the show live at Kote Didiakwabu. I bet you if any of these qualified football players who sacrifice for the nation to take us to US is dropped. Our best in the tournament will be group stage. Mark my word. And give me my stone after the tournament. Although you guys are doing a great job. Yaga, Akima Safo, and all the Ramo. Although Abu, let's stop the hypocrite. Etuado is not a good coach. If we take him to the World Cup, then we are going to play only 3 matches. We should go and beg Jürgen Klopp to come and coach during the World Cup because Otto lacks everything as a coach. He doesn't exert authority on his team, and the nations we played were poor. So qualifying doesn't make him a good coach. You are saying here as an on chair. Say suffer from the corner of let enhance to with the good technical bench. Thanks. You're the good afternoon from Iastic Abu no so Eddie Eba Ozi O2 Ado. As the IFA chess sport. Can a new coach give us the World Cup trophy? No. Or that guy he delivered, so we need to conserve him. Otuado must sack if he intends to call Nkitia Odoy to represent the nation. The other by and on a good evening, Fakye Sport. You guys are doing a great job. God bless you all. More updates on Barcelona, and I wish my mother club Barcelona to be on top again. Greetings to my wife Helen. Watch you live from Pristia. Hemai Node Eba Ramo. Good afternoon, Abu. Thank you for your massive effort. Keep it up, please. For those who are saying Otuado is not the right person to send Ghana to the World Cup, you should present us the right person. This noble from Walwale Northeast region, MOD Iramo. Also, good afternoon, champion DIABY. The so-called grateful European Ghana nationals should stay wherever they are. Ghana don't need them. We are grateful to those who did the job. From Honorable Sule Bobo, Tepa Yenesusu, no, Reba, Ebi Abu, Abu Ramono, Oze. Good afternoon, Abu Capoverde. I couldn't get the access through with your yesterday callers. I wanted to applaud Avaras for his good initiative yesterday about Otuado and the Black Star. The reality is that not all cooked the food get the opportunity to eat some. We need to drop Otuado, some of the players. Benjamin Asare, for instance, he didn't nothing. We know Kraso and Papa. He did nothing to impress me in the qualifier. Let us just be honest, boss. We didn't meet any tough team for him to be bragging about his potential. We needed Nketia and Asenodoi. Father Briscoe, Brekuma Mango are saying no deba Ebabe Ramu ene de Erama. Good afternoon, Fakye Sport. I'm Keguva Mabwasi Old Estate around Linkley Stadium. Please, my humble request, Koroko management should look at FC Ashanti 04 players like goalkeeper, captain, and the number 9. They are also at by and on Abu. Watch you live from Kasape. Let's keep Otuado. Please wish my baby boy happy birthday. Aliu Abdul Rahman. Good afternoon, Fakye Sport. Wish you Allah Coach Otuado. Nedi also at the Iram. Hi, good afternoon. My name is Lebe from Afumbem. Ghanaians should leave Otuado, please. My greetings to my dear friend, biology taxi driver at Afumbem. More fire, no bomb the Iram. Do one hour. I'm a me query bape. Me a bomb day. I can carry out to us with our dear query back. Latest calls on Senate here.
2020 now.
I know. Okay. Pau, bram kakra mamina, me share na, me yi kakra na, me say ayi kakra. I know, but answer na no share. Tile du issue no mo say say.
Tile du issue. Kwaku on say that we am cancer as me say. Me sometimes stories ni bi wa me ho a. I am not person to come. But sometimes young players never need to do because according to reporter MON-FRI reporting on various platforms near that no. But according to Omono, ten do a breaky camp rules. Now we camp rules now breaky and yes your boarding house are now a canicot. Now they acquire your mother far a year war so. Now, Kwawasa Kawan and sweat me that buy inside no, and not according to report. I see Akumatas and got a company before decided to suspend him indefinitely. And now, as we speak, according to report, no, yes, one of the junior team NA training. And the man say, bare 2 weeks ago, a bunch of friends do mix in Kumasas and Kotoko, and so squad of Nukusia kind are reason a tire chilling and Utia. Oh yes, I did no cry. According to report, no, the Kotoko players now, the colleagues never be catching and said there be. Sadia na oye no, and ya dear bebon. Can be as well to me call no koye. And I jaw koye by ya. As soon as so and so to me about. Dino reports it says indefinitely or more and so to me suspending. To say Ochina and answer at the Chiena and penny for my friend is on Samra back to Kotoko team no dear. Let me say, and yet clear.
Yes.
And dear Matty. Now it's a back who come.
I told out
Before I got that.
No, but like,
Before I got that.
I will be kind of.
Before I got that.
We offer Tamabo, Mabo. Eh? Local players no. One country almost a self-discipline. A Robert Cohen. So in discipline, and Bob was on Kuba Biada. Quau. The thing you do out here will come as a mom. If you will be having said, "Send by we didn't know what the chassis."
So I don't know what the guys never.
On that guess him back.
The guys never get the guess
again the button 10 and again, something again that I've about was only on the
man. How did Obu Yakosha confuse the pile? The tip pile, so you want to
said also one now. Said no,
I was me. There was any day I didn't call. Come, that was last Wednesday. When I called the person or catch him and say, yes, preparation somewhere to some work again on the matches no more than I didn't know. And more PTA, my member. I didn't tell you. Men are men, they care the other common the panel cry, young command and could you. Or catch him as a club on them no match and say. Until some quack boss, how much is nation need to get go start, you know. it is all more camp on until move beyond this to my member. My background me PM, my Jadian, until my member, and I'm Jane, I'm Jadian to one to play. You see, me fan boy. The American watch as and this all for now police catchers there. Tina Dujayo, you know for Aquabas before. Now I don't know George of the jungle. Now for coin go and goes afro. No, yes, I survive. So no dining man. Come on, can't say myself who told them a judge. No, so sad no can here.
But SS from Koran is
na say say SS camp no we.
Na say continue so the club no nhihye.
Anti na what okoyi obo man punishment. We minim e so musan e salary e so musante.
O kodo ti no aye wu no say who ye player or na keka
na kasa kra ni tu kwanja okrum ha kemkos wa akubi. E sa man for the bomb besere wa akubi. Na we na o to mama for nzazi form. Kwa players ni dey say wa
no. But only serious.
Na say we dey kono wa ebo.
Only serious kakra. The old day is very bad. Club dey en shisha man show who so a big player ultima wa catch on.
Indefinitely
no shisha ni so ultima wa menko. Dey amako. Yeah. Ba nye dey wo pe. Tiki ni ama mo be dey bu jina mo nkura mu ntimi komika. So you camp abu na people na sporting there you know all these things. So you people should advise me do. Nya grow ni edi ni kroma o. Ah, you have been a human you and I grow the idiot. When me I see player onimbo about indiscipline you couldn't have a see honey.
Yeah.
Oh, talent at their bass as now the near
frustration that
frustration can't go for once footballers. So only Shishan Krana Upio.
Now we call us. Oh no, I can't remember.
You have photo call a cap and I say, you mammy details here, Franco.
Well, my position is clear on that. I think that Utuado, I justify beyond reasonable doubt in my books. So I say, in the court walk up. I believe in project, and I believe in consistency. I believe in giving people room to operate. And I believe in Ubia or Ye Juma, Usia de Ewa Jumana or Yen, trying to make sure say whatever Ubitimia to make sure he becomes successful. Ewa ne Juma Muse Nipane experience. De be our Simbia or Taka experience no Kukuyan Tongo market. Now what Udru wa ye tomo wa obeto. But we enter into it is gain. So we be gaining experience. A coin bang soon any panefa no again. It's about consistency. Say oh yeah back oh yeah me no oh yeah me son oh ko no you will get there. There are sometimes ubi timie bibi na wa feeli or call a bit more on a doubt. I will to add on. But I think that baby are over fire national team even when. Now, nobody expected. So, bit me iron. Because what they qualify for the 2022 World Cup.
Yeah.
About just 2 matches. And I'm a boy. Sir, 2 matches was as important as previous games. Now, I have before zero because a whole boy against Nigeria. A double leg. So many things comes into consideration. A manager now own who be when it comes to coaching of a fire ebos had 2 matches no. Yes, when we need be there, but at the end of the day, the most important thing I know qualifier. He qualified us. Or the Yako. About 3 games, Mebuana. You lose to Portugal. Yes, Korea, South Korea, and you lose to Uruguay. You be a tournament, and also in a Jumaba na we no Jahokoi. Yeah, the shooting a buy for AFCON Ivory Coast and Koye. Give you any Jack shoot to coin a sign or no other back. Or buy, I agree with every Ghanaian. Say AFCON qualifies, he failed woefully. He failed, but Impinifone kept the belief in him. Say a project no more the amano. This was failing for AFCON. They believe that giving him the continuation. So, Otwaswa EBA 8 World Cup qualifying matches. O make sure say, sa 8 the move back. say we ni nkuku ana mewa.
Yeah.
We need as many as 7 and or draw 1. We could the last 6 are a boy or coincide go to do saying and never copy.
Yeah.
Clearly tells you that we improve kakra ewo the oye in the AFCON qualifiers we improve ewo high see. Now our qualified team no e the air call mundial nasi. Yasi afei yem pamono. In the next 8 months before say ebeko World Cup no. Yes, minim say ye dey ibenya 1 or 2 friendly matches bi ewo yanim in next year about AFCON qualifiers bi ewo bakweku yen shedanya competitive tournament sanke e call AFCON ni bi dia at least kebet makobo competitive tournament ebeboy afei ni ye besesa coach a new coach aba that coach will also need time to understudy a players ni nyina to try to bring in a system philosophy ebesi uti a players no amayenya identity before say yebeko tournament ayako. Now see a poll, I believe that the Otuadu ehia the backing of the nation. The Otuadu ehia the support from whoever or matter or ya agronomu. And I'll repeat it. Kokusi Yesusu said, the backroom staff no, I will say a resource for the World Cup. Let's do it. You're making sure that whatever we hear be about one. I'm a man, what's me out pretty yen man. I said it here, say 8 months, say be a refresher course be and also attachment be education be and obey in that period. You're making sure that your mama sa at the end. Say you're guided through this. I have that strong belief. Say a coach and not uncle walk up and that or call we could so we did match.
Yeah.
Bako and Olusu me nuna ka arm this time around, or senior Bekobim. Now, say a poll, countries number doors, I call 48, World Cup group stage in a Munisha Danko to set the previous one because the teams ne endorse.
Yeah.
A yet they are winning big countries, ne back home, or more aircore to a get to any be any other. I think that Utuado ever the quality. He has what it takes to make sure, say, or the Ghana bit me qualify from the group stage. Ameya Koyenim, a trying to crank a abako. So yes, the son is here, yeah. New coach, no about identity, philosophy, everything. A friend break, try to work things out. A bit me possible. Say a bit the new coach aba. No, the Aqua could do semi-final. It is highly possible. A bit me so Aqua the new coach baba group stage near film. A bit keep to Wado. No, the Aqua could do semi-final. It is all possible. Nini Nani say, let us give them the right backing. Maybe project be oh yeah. Me who is a consistency. If only Nipani improve, say yeah, nanka Utuado improvement who dia nka will agree with everybody. Say yeah, but I think that recently the matches now all but any maybe a match to me impressed. I think that tactically, technically, we improve on 1 or 2 things be a game no more because say over match now considering rate recently. What it means is that why Juma kakra ewo wachi ho. So share goals nemwa. It means that what improve ewo. I don't want anybody to come and tell us to say opponent na yesia omo able to. And I've heard a lot of commentary people saying say they can also qualify teams with one agabo value. Sanko for the sure man. You don't to proper position. Check the points gap now. I need you this second.
I do second is on one fine.
I agree and I support it 100%. Say Otuado should lead us to the Mundial.
Mate, Majo, bre, also there na kind of found.
DIABY, we know a very, very difficult task. But enkomo ewo coach Otuado hono edoso. DIABY say wo hwe coaches on my qualify Ghana the World Cup. Na team bi wa coach bi da. He bonidin a gain that maximum experience for himself. The first time I qualified the World Cup in Germany, that was 2006. In fact, you qualified that particular World Cup, no? We had a coach, and a friend Rakto Medjikovic. At that time, I know if Obe coach Ghana, no one coach with the Rwanda national team and San Oba Ghana. And the Rwanda national team at that very moment in time, that they were not football nation. I feel no more fair. They went in and took Rato Medjikovic, someone Wakochi Red Star Belgrade, someone Wakochi Real Oviedo in the early 1990s and the early 1980s. So he had that kind of experience. The Bar Rwanda in 2004. Coaching Rwanda 2004 to 2006. Ghana qualified at the World Cup. Then the government, together with the Ghana Football Association, thought otherwise they needed a well-experienced coach who would take Ghana to the World Cup, because at that very moment we had class of national teams who had brilliant players, individual brilliant players who needed to have that kind of quality at the World Cup. Therefore, in 2010, Czech coach or the aboard the 2010 qualifying games. Now Czech coach or the coin the 2010 World Cup. It was co-national team. Now Okochi demand that particular Serbia professional club no. Na club no money bo ever form when they come to Serbia top flight league. But then he came in, enjoyed the golden generation of the Ghana national team at that time, did well to qualify Ghana from the group stages into the quarterfinal stage of the 2010 World Cup. Then again in 2014 with Coach Kwesi Appiah. With Coach Kwesi Appiah there, he was part of the backroom staff, and then he deputized for Rato Medjikovic at 2006 World Cup or experience. When Claude Leroy was having his time at Ghana in 2008, coaching Ghana in the AFCON, he was part of that particular technical team. Coach Milovan Rajvac experience Unyaye at the 2010 World Cup, at the quarterfinals. No, we saw Coach Kwesi Appiah, who was part of that particular technical team. So all Babi Teki team, no, some of us had the point say we should give the team to him because he has gained that kind of experience from well-experienced coaches. About 3 experienced coaches are to me. No being Mr. Coach Kwesi Appiah, I pass it through the procedure. So we should give him the necessary time. When he took over, he did the unthinkable, making sure so the Ghana be qualified as the first black coach to qualify Ghana to the World Cup. Then again in 2022, Coach is being the qualifier director, and then Coach Utuado as the main coach. At the time, now Coach Utuado ever in 2022 playoff against Nigeria, both home and away, now he was a development coach for Borussia Dortmund. So it was Ghana national team, and a man the value a course. It was through the Ghana national team, and just even to coach for under 17 the World Cup in 2022. Qatar. We saw what happened. We did not qualify to the knockout stage of that particular competition. Most of us believe, say, at that material moment in time, none experience, no form, it was no to me, were resigning or the call. DIABY, baby on minor Barbie Bruno, we are seeing the second comeback of Coach Utuado. The second comeback of Coach Utuado. After say, the technical director took over, which was Coach Chris Hughton. Someone who experienced even more than some of the coaches I formed recently. Coaching Tottenham, making sure to be coaching elite clubs in the world of football. But when he came, he was not successful in the last AFCON Yekoye. Coach Utuado take you over now. Since 2004, Ghana stayed consistent in playing in the AFCON qualifying games now. We are having Coach Utuado win team and 10-year call final 2012, right? 2012 Zambia in the semi-final. 2013 we were able to go into the semi-final. 2015 we went into the final. 17 semi-final. 2019 Hoban yet to buy. But then the exception of Coach Utuado was able. We shouldn't take it lightly. But now born about to say why they were qualified Ghana to the World Cup by DIABY at the World Cup stage. Experience and elite coaches are needed.
Now what could be that or World Cup experience indeed or some of what just was
I understand.
But Utuado no cross our World Cup as a player that. And the Mantic Crown is a 2014 or non a scout to Germany team. A chair reports of the very coaches in a so more rehearsal. No more Fakye, and indeed that game was the only game in our point 2014 against Germany. Germany soon had to ask Kokoje World Cup.
In fact, the beautiful game in 2014 was World Cup. On the transfer report, he will be a good scout and a player development coach more than being a coach.
We
should change him.
Now, I'm sure you are not more World Cup than Ghana for.
No. We are not going there to win the World Cup. Fine. The national teams on could be obedient so Kwakwaji World Cup.
Jordan Uzbekistan is already World Cup.
I don't know. Only was Ghana Moko to say them in qualify. Checking the number of teams in the group.
No, the question
record in World Cup in 2010. Yeah, but Cameroon. Yeah, boss Senegal.
Ghana had the best African country.
Remember, is one.
You will be there na call level.
Yeah, call level no.
Record.
So when it comes to World Cup, we have record over there.
More World Cup aja.
Oh, DIABY. This is a I mean World Cup aja. But then we are going to play World Cup. This is a Mundial. DIABY, for respect, World Cup no. And Elko Musica. The greatest achievement musician be obonyum be a Grammy. Oka actors, actresses are the greatest achievement actress will be a Oscars. World Cup play be a dream. Coach be a dream is to win the World Cup, to have a medal. So not just go into the World Cup,
so more consistency,
but just to have that particular medal.
So
me, I believe Coach Utuado, he has done very well. In fact, World Cup qualification games, no one say. Coach Chris Hutton and Shatson Obetuaso. Obetuaso from the third game, right? From the third game, very good. So from the third game consistently, he has given us that numbers. But then with AFCON, he failed. AFCON is one of the light super Ghana yennom. He failed with that. I don't believe with his experience, with what he has been able to gather, the World Cup, we need to change.
But then the child heard K say young controls the Libra, na yam wow, na Gina on so na manko farmer SDI, Namiare, Seneber will be there no way jow. In as a near Koso honor and Kay, and tea a was all corner of Buana Namaquera, my boy John so more pie, one in Muyoya, or who I notice in Muyoya Pablo, so I asked one as she showed Jun say Bimba, and Namiare no Nadunya, and I could your money be back and on my specialist, outside in my tank, nature head care. The Eteros all come more machines are going to be so be and shame. Conamiano, yeah, necessary, and 2 treaty we are, then why for or money de be summons good syphilis, and now we are near Mawo Drew Bebois, Amawijana, so for mobile chair, but Omabwa, Amanco for any more with your one or more pebble Munyabino, any one the Bema na Namiari, Lone Spare County, Diniano, Yaboiswa, no Mundu no say idea, a show palm, a patrol near Moanya no cry. Ya wabia edu nya bia na dank nature healthcare complex so kwa dan yo mo siesi wo and afi machine so mo di edwuma no utum so mo da mu fu a mo bo no so ya de da phone power pa uro ni chemu e wo trade pichi number 2 omo ebo edwuma fadok number no na ka 0244 017556 0244 017556 na 0266 593330 0266 593330 dank ana ahoto fie ko ne mboa na nya waya isa ton ya na nya no adu wan ran ye yeboa wan man ko yi kra entimi emfa ma kwa grass coach Otuwado ye man nto aso ana won hihie mu ne yesesa no
ko bu so sa ma kasa this was sa ma kasa
them za ma o ye de
me say this was sa ma kasa
se be ni dia wo kanti no ana no abebi aken no wana ojina
Kwaku the best place for Otuwado as a coach for Ghana. He is serious. He should be the head of your junior teams now. On coaching in junior teams now from under 15 level out to maybe under 20 level. He should be the boss. Say be a technical director you I am fanning to a one because I want any expertise, I want any specialty, I want born home de pa. Intimetiana would think almost on a cultural report about scouting yeah that no. So your technical director for the junior teams are no scout to the senior national team. That would be the best thing he can do to help Ghana as a nation. Young Fabi Biantunche, we are going to play World Cup for that matter. 32 teams cry well, not 48 teams. Right after the group stages, we are hitting the 32. I said you remember 16. 32 no cry well. So go to the World Cup and present your coaches in terms of tactics. In terms of someone stamping authority on the team, Otuwado is nowhere to be found in Yebo games. He's qualified us to the World Cup. Why are there? The man young farmer, but he's not the right man to take us to the World Cup. The World Cup, when it comes to tactics, you are talking about experience. Quite flimaba into side then. More popesar and then if you are about we are going there to make an meaningful impact. In 2010 we did it. If not for anything, you can't say but you'll be thinking about getting to the last 8, the last 4 probably. And that is the more reason why we need a good coach. A coach that will within a tactics to make sure say he's getting things done. Yet the grown book game, you come was a ball, now you want train, you need ball, near one train. Oh, check on what that was. Because you can't sit properly. You can't sit and know, say, oh yeah, look at the teams are gonna know boy. World Cup qualifiers name. So teams are gonna know boy. Ya be mumponio, ya be mumponye. And teams will buy a non boy. So what find the points? Oh, 4 goals our share, Kwaku. You'll be convinced you fan Congo Yedmano. But football, winning, meaning, meaning say it goes beyond Sadiano. It goes beyond it. And you know, that is not the yardstick. So they are qualifying. That alone should get him the place one can come on the team World Cup. Kwaku, he shouldn't be a coach for a World Cup. No, nobody should tell him say the man never. Good managers take teams middle of the season and win something. Who was here? Matthew. One minute champion league for Chelsea.
Matthew, good manager.
Me go saw some.
Yeah. Or in
one minute. Too much to give a fight Chelsea time.
Also bar anymore.
1 minute champion league now for mom.
Yeah.
It got to a point in time who's handing the fight Chelsea. No, I didn't for mom. So you're a good coach. Not a no more pick the man no more year. No man yensa. Good coach. Or no more pick. Oh, you're no more year. You are good to go. And Otuado is not the man to take us to the World Cup. Keto Krakunim, the ESCO members name. They will only keep him because they want to prove a point. If not, he's not the manager to take us to the World Cup.
I'm at over calling, but Nas, I bet so. JD knows who drew. JD knows who. Now, they're very JD knows who drew. Now, me the Baba Beya, the Biniade. Now, hey, somebody want no. Kuba. Kogu ya to ask why.
Kogu? And this all show to Adwa. Why are there? Yentmi Bunia da. So to what ye that be Yentmi Bunia. Why you cock share the best of managers. Ye Koku, look at 2006, your first time at the World Cup. The players, yeah, they call public.
Yeah.
That year no rank is saying.
Yeah.
2010. Baby, you couldn't go do ye. Teams been in one boy a World Cup, never be could do ye. That should tell you. 2014, no man farm my aim. 2018, Yanko. 2022, the weakest team in the group need to share home. You could have any to share. Yes, Portugal. Yes, Uruguay. Kwaku. You know experience is seminal. Na yenka se wakobi da ne ada ne yemfa nto nchen. Na yenka se coach bi agwagu. Na if you serious if Otuado pie ba na se woni teams akese ni bi kwa akobo na se wo hye Otuado agwagu. Ne hu nye hu.
No ya mon convince me.
In terms of tactics, match bia ya bo bia obaye no. Match bia ya bo bia. Mini match ba ko a na ye go against a team on ya there. He was able to win tactically. He won us.
On your convince with Niamana why?
Not even 5%.
Hey, cover over 5%.
Not even 5% to lead us to the World Cup, Kwaku. Tactically, you show what the games are you. Kwaku, ya pamu coach bia. Or yeah, you might demand you or Koba. Kwaku, quality Ben Sudan. We saw them against Ghana Blasters with our very own. We saw him do the mommy games in Libya. I say, yeah, book game one, not him to Tuadu. Tactically, he was upright. Tactically, he was doing things the right way. None of the other men have been catching them and say, your friend, if you saw the one instructions.
No, so or technical advice.
Papa, oh, find me, man.
Sir, I was a Shaifa, and I'm moving.
You know, I take my room. Yeah, wonders, you know.
I mean, the first Shaifa.
I don't know.
For Shaifa.
Go comfort, man, to one in your scout.
On transfer.
I do prefer them to
someone say you to be on him team.
I'm about also see me and photo and call coach me and Marco.
Yeah, papa.
Nabu, say, I'm a bizarre old, near papa.
Go him, Brenny.
Oh, I said, man, do coach
him, Brenny.
Do coach
him, Brenny. If Udidi,
That be come and be nyame na wo ka che me
come technical director na me coach team no. Spa ka kire wo.
Sa.
Mo fa me coach se mo
kana soro ha.
Mo fa me coach no fa mo.
Abi uni room JD ozu.
Is it that one?
Those is order go ma Netherlands under 21.
The 1 years under wa.
And do that be the crack.
And they be casa but the apple. We oma contacting them.
Mo face reality.
Who that crowd we call? And say omu bisa na sema ba Ghana. E ma crowd we cause on there. Bisa ozo no ye oye opisa kwenya ba.
E bia Benjamin asai be kobi. Manyo ne beda. Ghana ne yeti no. Not to say he's a bad goalkeeper.
Yeah, I'm
telling you.
Akrawi. You are contacting in call for. So or you open so be bon kwade. It's likely to join our squad for the World Cup.
Obi Ghana ni bia qualified do.
Na me Ghana for na.
Obi qualified.
Bia no ba.
Hello, call out America. Rich more here na monkey can we see any mama na me se menya me first caller obetimi adwon. Me ba do di ani baby Alfrevi.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, I'm calling from Sacramento.
Yeah, I'm about to meet you.
So now I've been monitoring your show with a lot of submissions from your team. But President Bisha, your Deokaso Otuado doesn't match up now.
Mm-hmm.
So if the technical head is not qualified, then the players also don't qualify. And we should look for players who did not partake in the qualifiers, but who have quality and compete in Europe to come and play. The same way a coach, about qualifying, composure, confidence might not match up with some of the Ghanaian players are on Europe, are on national team. And I think it is fair if we are talking about Otuado in that context. And you keep it out in Abbey. Friends saying Hudson Odoi, any other players, they have showed competence in Europe. They know their skill set. So they are more qualified to play for the Black Stars. Thank you.
Mate, Medase, Mame for before from. Yeah.
But not me, I work and cry more to others. The player that they fail to perform or Ghana hand come teams on perform. I don't know player under coaches.
But I don't do any baby out of free. Me ba jo mi too.
But so what's a career to Adwa? To Adwa. Na start to go any touchline. To the beer, you're going to team so to change. Report will be changed over change. We know a world class game near Pacopo. Any Argentina more, any Portugal, they go competing. It's a call here competing here, getting to better place there. Empire special coach. They what I can coach you a while. I have what I shall white bar. Papa Ghana, I think you are coaching Ghana too. Africa, while improving coaching in a bar. That's why
from about your dear baby Alfrevi. The way dear, or boom round so cry. Maybe far from Amenco. About your dear baby Alfrevi. Oh, Debbie, offer no lower TV set and what team you're near Queen.
Hello?
Yeah, Udini baby Alfrevi.
We did a solid you into the Fabiti free Savannah region.
About your meet you.
Media, Mr. Say, I'm with you, coach, because World Cup dinner, Yakono. So World Cup in one perform. If you have any Korea, Etimabo, and AD. So did you if I'm so dear, Mr. Say, I'm with you, coach, go on your experience. You will be a Sunday year.
Me that's it. Me when I'm in far from. Me about Odiani baby Alfrevi. Yeah, me know Odiani baby Alfrevi.
Ogolo Sampa German of this.
Ogolo Sampa boko there.
Oh, senior Sampa Yaboko, Ogolo Babu Salima. American but a bomb of Papa squad now. Analysis in them come a year. Senior coach Utado. Them from Pybon Tarnet. Them for Vim. Internet. Combiaso. Obetima coach Ghana Amane. Yes, na Ghana ni you say Obet Ghana Bitima qualify. Obetima na qualify Ghana. Yanko for wine. Na on yanko. Da ben done on Ube study a play Africa Cup where yanko bi. Coach Otado there. Confirm Pybon tennis. And a senior. Me man ko Nigeria match na kuti.
Free now, South Africa so as free. Maybe you do Nigeria ko train playoff no. Mate, me heard I'm far from. Me ba Odiani baby Alfrevi.
Me pa cho ya fla me kwa bla ba kwen be kasa free party wo.
Kwa ba kwen mi ti o.
Wo dia ya da mate. Anya juma pa ya mo ne. Bo ya ko mo dran qualify. Anya ya ni aye do mo sha asia no ni wo mo da bia be wi. Every boy la 4 months we be to free man be so ba position e be bia be wi. Me nim za so na bla be ko we ka for no. Ebi to be free. We say that me a indru ho no kura no. Na me am fa fi be free pra. Aha. E ti ya wi ni de. Prayer here was suffered be when go da pa. The nya na de na ba ka start na ho a. Ababo aye. Be da mate. Me say na me tia na po ye. Fa to mo ya do free. Mate, me so be da se pa. Me ba Odiani baby Alfrevi.
Am ba to ka za fisi.
Ozo ka za fi.
E ba to ka za fisi nai.
Me ba cho mi ti o mi ni.
Coach ne de otu ade de ozo pound fisi. No intimentra Ghana ase na o hwe otu ade bo a. Chese. Uni di kura na se o ba untimin di bi South Korea boy a o mo Ghana boy. Aka be 10 minutes na ye tunyina as ye nya kunde nazo ndi ko chen do mon pamno no mpe ko zo fro do mo na be coaching kora ni bia e be bo ano
Mate me da se me hwe na me fa fofo me ba do Odiani baby Alfrevi na zo nye ready am clear ni na fa fofo why Odiani baby Alfrevi
the first year kwa
tio
what's it
mi tio me pa cho
me say adena abu bueno te ibekum suno okasa too much so I say you want ansani akutu obi no training to say morunu asa no be perfect adena Ghana ni yitina ya pese ya prena you good any masasa when the go teach another o fi so ba asa no ba aya to kiye
Mate, mame come and mame follow. Yeah. Baba Joe, last call Odiani baby Alfrevi.
I'm about to tell you because I'm thinking.
Baba Joe meet you, bro.
Okay. If I'm still here, it's more mobile. I said, make us some feedback. I'm not this. I would be able to. I said, let's see, qualify as the cook so on yard. But question is better than this. The problem is coaching. The problem now in Ghana, you walk and you football, you teaching one. You kind of concern. Who teaching can say we are not Ghana supporting blasters around 206, 272 meetings. That time. Ghana Boboa, it's a Crucia, it's not a Bobo. No come with somebody being a super. But you can see that if I could say, you need your nation of the Abu, you don't tell word that's everything. Not a year Ghana, you never do the home, you don't go so here, yes, Fanta. You don't call him, fine. So, you'll be watching side. There is an issue with that. I don't think what we make sure say, my game I make but we make sure say, the woman that's what happened. Maybe I said, I want that two partners work. You see, what of blaster? What kind of conflict that?
Mate, me da se prayer, ma me hweda me fampem na enyana. Ye pija ye mu, ye ra mu nyina ase. Na ye ma dwencha ma de bae. Bi 30 seconds final we.
Okay, pa na ma he na on sha dan timi nchebo nkuta mu wanso. Mo bi ayi so chi dia ma sa.
Ba me nyame keeper.
No, I can ask about today.
Okay.
Player agent.
Oh yes, I on na. Oh yes, I am nya report bi am.
Oh no,
maybe the report. We are confirm.
I go for buy. Right. The people who are there and buy. What the code is there for call. I will carry. Yes, I go for. Between Chibo one. That's 8 months ago. Yeah, me
yeah, Western was tomboy now.
Koku. Bompire srem kwatinti ahodi wom. 2020 say World Cup na be de.
The man premier ball chair research ya obi bia ase. Na so jepene enombre ba behwe. Na me show bibia. No.